How we doing, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. I thought this would be a perfect occasion to read Ralph Waldo Emerson's Father, We Thank Thee. This is his own Thanksgiving poem, if you will, a Thanksgiving prayer even. So without further ado, Father, We Thank Thee by Ralph Waldo Emerson. For flowers that bloom about our feet, Father, we thank Thee. For tender grass, so fresh, so sweet, Father, we thank Thee. For the song of the bird and hum of bee, for all things fair we hear or see, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. For blue of stream and blue of sky, Father, we thank Thee. For pleasant shade of branches high, Father, we thank Thee. For fragrant air and cooling breeze, for beauty of the blooming trees, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. For this new morning with its light, Father, we thank Thee. For rest and shelter of the night, Father, we thank Thee. For health and food, for love and friends, for everything Thy goodness sends, Father in heaven, we thank Thee. So there you go, folks. I thought that would be appropriate for Thanksgiving. So for all of your friends, family, everybody that you love, and for all you and yours, I hope you have a very marvelous, wonderful, safe Thanksgiving. I hope to find all of you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Until next time, I'll catch you later. And of course, happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Smooths itself out. Get back. Tell you what I'll do.
Yes.
If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised.
Beautiful.
And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.
Welcome, one and all, to the KOE Nation for this special Thanksgiving evening broadcast. Now, let's make sure that you are getting every sweet, soft summer sound that is my voice. For this special thanks. Oh, there you go. For a second, you're getting two fills for the price of one. The greatest deal in the history of ever, really. So how are we all doing this beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving? I am a blessed man. I am a happy man, and I hope all of you have made it back here. As I always say, happy, healthy, and much the wise. We got a lot we're going to get into tonight for Thanksgiving. Now, one thing I want to play for you tonight is something I recorded. It's George Washington's Thanksgiving Day Proclamation. So when anybody ever tries to tell you that America isn't a Christian country or it wasn't founded on Christian principles, I want you to reference this particular document. And this is George Washington's Thanksgiving Day Proclamation. It's a quick one, but it's educational, enlightening, if you will. You will gain illumination after hearing this. So without further ado, let's get right into the George Washington's Thanksgiving Day Proclamation here on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I thought it'd be appropriate to read to you George Washington's Thanksgiving Day Proclamation. So without further ado, here goes. By the President of the United States of America, a proclamation. Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the province of Almighty God, to obey his will, to be grateful for his benefits and humbly to implore his protection and favor. And whereas both House of Congress have by their joint committee requested me to recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer to be observed by acknowledging with graceful hearts the many signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now, therefore, I do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th day of November next to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being who is the benefact author of all the good that was, that is, or that will be, that we may then all unite in rendering unto him our sincere and humble thanks for his kind care and protection of the people of this country previous to their becoming a nation, for the signal and manifold mercies and the favorable interpositions of his providence which we experienced in the course and conclusion of the last war, for the great degree of tranquility, union, and plenty which we have since enjoyed, for the peaceable and rational manner in which we have been enabled to establish constitutions of government for our safety and happiness, and particularly the nation one now lately instituted, for the civil and religious liberty with which we are blessed, and the means we have of acquiring the differing useful knowledge, and in general for all the great and various favors for which he hath been pleased to confer upon us. And also that we may then unite in most humbly offering our prayers and supplications to the great Lord and ruler of nations, and beseech him to pardon our national and other transgressions, to enable us all, whether in public or private stations, perform our several and relative duties properly and punctually, to render our national government a blessing to all the people by constantly being a government of wise, just, and constitutional laws, discreetly and faithfully executed and obeyed, to protect and guide all sovereigns and nations, especially such as have shewn kindness unto us, and to bless them with good governance, peace, and concord, to promote the knowledge and practice of true religion and virtue, and the increase of science among them and us, and generally to grant unto all mankind such a degree of temporal prosperity as he alone knows to be best. Given under my hand at the city of New York on the 3rd day of October in the year of our Lord 1789. General Washington. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And there you have George Washington's Thanksgiving Day proclamation. So how we doing, folks? This Thanksgiving, I got to be honest with you, I am an excessively blessed man. I have a newborn son, and he's perfect and beautiful. Okay, perfect in every way. I'm flabbergasted and gobsmacked. You know what I mean? Just like I don't even know what to say. I'm so grateful. So this Thanksgiving, I do truly have quite a bit to think about. My wife, my son, and my daughter are all healthy. Okay, that's thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. So yes, folks, in the comments, let me know what you're thankful for. Like this one's a special one. This is my firstborn son. My daughter, it was a completely different experience from this one. And this one, like that one was very sudden. This one, like I don't know how to describe the two differences without getting into too much detail, but like this one is a lot different. Like it with my daughter, like I've always told her, like, no first child could have ever brought me as much joy as you have. Okay, so that's, and I hope she knows that. You know what I mean? Like, because with any new sibling, there's always kind of this, where do I fit in now? And I always want her to know that she will always be right here. So, but yeah, folks, this year, and my wife, she's been she's been a trooper, and all in all, like, I've never seen somebody handle a birth so well, and she's still so judgmental of herself. Bam, gotcha. Little Skeeter's been bugging me for a couple of weeks, and I was thankful to get rid of him too. Now, on that subject, I was about to say, I was about to start a long rant about my personal life, and we're not going to get into that. Yeah, my wife's been amazing. Okay, my wife, my daughter, my son, they've all been spectacular. So we're going to get into something a little different here, folks. This was something that me and Chicken did many, many moons ago. This was, but it was still fun, and it's a Thanksgiving thing. We went over 10 unknown, little known, controversial Thanksgiving facts. So yeah, folks, we're going to get into this and many others. And if you got any questions, or again, let me know what you're thankful for. And we might get into some reviews here later tonight. We're just going to kind of have a fun stream and just do whatever it is we want to do. So without further ado, let's get into this top 10 Thanksgiving facts.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special episode of the Dog and Chicken Show. This is the most illuminating, illustrious, intellectually orgasmic, some say it should be illegal, show on the internet today, and you are a part of it. Thank you so much. Drop a like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. In the meantime, I am Dr. Chicken. Find me on Twitter at Bark and Cluck. And tonight, joined by the man who needs no introduction.
But I will do it myself anyways because I'm just so good at it. Folks, it is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man if I do say so myself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE. You can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That is KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That's K as in king. O as in, oh my God, you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And Chicken, I don't know if you know this. E as in extremely happy to know you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And folks, I must say, happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad you're joining us here for this little special get together. Me and Chicken just thought, Chicken, you're not busy.
Something.
You're not busy enough around Thanksgiving, right?
No.
So we figured, let's.
I don't work in retail or anything.
No. So it's basically just a walk in the park and a bed of roses. And that's just going to be your life for the next month and a half, right?
Yeah, basically.
So we thought, let's get together and have ourselves a little chat that will be for all of you beautiful people on Thanksgiving. So before we get into any of that, Chicken, what you drinking, sir?
I'm polishing off a bottle of Grandad 114. Whew, this bottle is going pretty quick.
I was about to say that stuff's dangerous because it don't drink like 114. I'm drinking something that drinks exactly like it's 107. Weller Antique 107.
So beautiful.
Oh, it's
so
marvelous
beautiful
stuff. Next time you come down, I'll probably pour you a dram or two. But yeah, I figured what the hey, getting something nice for holiday seasons and such. So Thanksgiving, I played a little earlier George Washington's Thanksgiving Day Proclamation. Okay, and when people say that we're not a Christian nation, boy, that would have sure seemed to be something that would have surprised George Washington by the way he was talking.
Yeah, there's so many arguments over of what Thanksgiving is and what it isn't between all kinds of different people, and trying to avoid the politics of the holiday, because one, we all have that asshole that brings up politics at Thanksgiving and starts the fight. So I don't know, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, in the spirit of just having fun, we're gonna just talk about some shit you might not have known about Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's going to be helpful in your arguments against your crazy fucking weirdo people that are at your table or not.
But let's be frank, that there's going to be that one uncle of yours that has very strong opinions about the Jews. And then strangely enough, there's going to be that
God,
blue-haired lesbian cousin of yours that nowadays, strangely enough, also has very strong opinions on the Jews. So like, yeah, it's kind of weird how that's come around full
Yeah.
circle. So yeah, like
Yeah,
I recommend you
unfortunately-
avoid that altogether on Thanksgiving, actually.
Yeah, so let's talk about views on cranberry sauce. Seriously,
That
like,
is a good like chicken. I'm giving you credit. That's like a top 10 segue there.
well, no, like seriously, like when you want to have these conversations and like arguments with family, one, you're probably all drinking. Two, the Jewish conflict issues with Palestine is just never a good topic. We all know
No.
that.
I
Don't
implore you to
don't.
avoid that.
don't.
We
You will
probably
never-
caused a fight in somebody's house right now just bringing it up. Like, we know what I
Yeah.
think. We know what I think. And that's what Thanksgiving's all about. Now, actually, chicken, this is funny enough. I don't know. Did your kid grow up watching Teen Titans Go?
He watched some, not much, but some.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
5 years, it was my daughter's favorite show in the universe. And there was this brilliant episode where they did a Thanksgiving thing where, all right, now we ate all this turkey. We've all had this great meal. Now it's the most sacred Thanksgiving tradition, arguing about politics. And then boy immediately goes to Robin like, and you don't know that the fat cats are running everything in Washington, and we need to get them fat cats out of there, and we need to get some skinnier cats in there. And it's like just going on, and then like literally Raven just picks up 2 piles of mashed potatoes and goes, politics, and just starts throwing. It's like
That's great.
Perfect. Like that's just perfect. Like, so now whenever there's any kind of politics, I always think of Raven, politics, and just throwing shit out. Like, yep, that's all that is. And like, all you're gonna win is the satisfaction of thinking you're right, folks. Ease your family. Leave that at home. Or leave that at the door, okay? Like, that's just worldly stuff. Enjoy your family when you're with them, because yeah, the world's kind of fucked up. And it's always gonna be. So that's what I say. Like, that's all worldly sport. Leave that. And love your family like your politics, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my best advice there. But I'll never forget that particular episode of Teen Titans Go. Also, the end of the movie where Robin just runs up to the screen, grabs it, and goes, "Kids, ask your parents where babies come from." Roll credits. I'm like, really? You
Really?
You're gonna leave us with that? Like, great, thanks.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, all the parents had to have an awkward conversation, but that is
Speaking of awkward conversations, though,
I'm a master
I
of
think
that.
it's fair to say. I think it's fair to say most people are going to be put into some kind of awkward conversation over the next week. Whether you're doing Thanksgiving today as we're airing this, or maybe sorry if you did it early. Some people do it a couple days later or over the weekend, but
well, then
you're
they can
bound to have
Thanksgiving
some-
with us, chicken, here on
Well,
Big Bucket Empire.
yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Grab your turkey leg, take a big old bite of that.
Grab your
sausage,
leftovers, pour yourself a nice dram,
Have a
put your
drink.
feet up, enjoy.
and we're gonna give you some different things to talk about too. Like when that weird uncle of yours starts bringing up some racist shit, or that crazy aunt of yours with pink hair starts bringing up some woke shit. Here's some things that hopefully can change the subject and maybe help you navigate your Thanksgiving dinner with your loved ones in a way that won't kill people. I hope.
Okay.
Let's fight.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news. At the beginning of the Mayflower's trip to the New World, it had to turn back because its companion ship, the Speedwell, sprung a leak twice. The first time this happened, the Speedwell returned to the port for repairs, and the second time the vessel was left behind. And all of the passengers boarded the Mayflower. While at sea, the Mayflower's crew actually had to make structural repairs to the ship to try to make up for its lagging timetable. All of these setbacks hurt the voyage from the beginning. During the winter of 1620, the passengers of the Mayflower actually lived on the ship, which was anchored in the harbor of Cape Cod. The passengers did not have any means to restock their larders. What are larders? We're going to have to look that up. And they also had no one to trade with. They ran out of many supplies, including sugar and butter. The colonists also did not have any cows with them, so they also couldn't make their own milk and butter. Because, oh, there's a secret to the next one. Because their dire situation, the colonists could not have any cranberry sauce. While there are cranberries in the area, the Mayflower's passengers had no sugar to make the sauce with. Since they had no butter and wheat flour either, they could not have made crusts necessary to create pies. So if
Fake
you're
news.
upset that you have no pie or cranberries, or somebody forgot something for the meal, just remember, on the first Thanksgiving, some of that stuff wasn't there too. Some people had to do without.
First Thanksgiving sounds like it was pretty bland. They didn't even have sugar. Like, so that I totally get what you're saying there, but chicken still fake news. Fake news. No.
What? You think there was pie?
There was the best pie. There's pies so amazing that you could stack them one on top of each other like the cartoons. Like, no. The first Thanksgiving dinner that we think of was probably a much more modest affair than we like to think of in our modern day. But
It was probably more tense than what they led us on to believe.
Now, the thing that a lot of people aren't really aware of is the reason why Europeans were able to so easily just take out over the entire continent is shortly before the Pilgrims arrived, there was a massive plague that wiped out almost 98% of the human population in North America. It was the most significant human event in our continent's history. And so there was almost no one left. Like, I remember, maybe you were, I don't know if you got these lessons in elementary school about, well, okay, the first Pilgrims showed up, and I believe it was Squanto showed them how to, put a fish in the ground as fertilizer for the corn, all that kind of stuff. The reason is because he was taken a decade earlier over to England to kind of show the queen, like, hey, queen, look, this is what your new subjects look like. And he learned English along the way, which is why he could communicate with the Pilgrims. And when he got back, everybody that he knew was already died from the plague. So he's like, oh, well, this is what we did with the... So it was really a very depressed man, just kind of recounting what his people used to do before the plague killed them all. There was actually even fully cultivated fields out in Ohio that farmers were just like, there's a little bit of weed overgrowth here, but these are cultivated fields. Like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, there was quite a civilization here that we have no records of.
Yep. Let's pull back up for our next one. I don't even know how to segue into this next one. The Pilgrims lived in the Netherlands for a decade. Here's another topic you can bring up for a side conversation. While the Pilgrims did travel from England to Plymouth, they did not do so directly. They actually left England 11 years prior to their arrival in North America and lived in Holland, the Netherlands, for most of the intervening time. They stayed in Amsterdam for a brief period, then moved to the city of Leiden. During these 11 years, the Pilgrim elders believed that they would lose control over their children, who feared would eventually start to follow the customs of the Dutch. Because of this fear, they eventually sought to resettle in the New World in a more remote location farther away from the Spanish. Thus came about the group's agreement with the Virginia Company of London, Thomas Welton, and the Merchant Adventurers to relocate to the New World just north of Jamestown. Because of weather and navigation, the group actually landed northeast of their intended destination. The association between Thanksgiving and football date back to 1876. I did not know this either.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. But yeah, like it's very strange. The Pilgrims were sort of descendants of the Puritans in England, who were kind of like a very strict sect of the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church is the break-off church of England. And so the Pilgrims, when they came here, they like the Puritans were like out there, man. Like they like
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, there are some things that are admirable about them. We actually get in God we trust on our money
from
from
the
all of-
Pilgrims. Yeah.
yeah, well, no, before that, Oliver Cromwell in his revolution, and I believe like 1619, I could be off on the year, but it's the 1600s. He actually rebelled against King George. Or I mean, not King George, Jesus, King Charles, and he actually had him executed. So this man actually killed a king, and he became Lord Protectorate of England, and his war banner was "In God We Trust." And so that's why it's on our money, because it's our, fuck you, king. Like, and so that is who moved here, was people who used to be the Puritans. And so
The fuck you, King people.
yeah, fuck you, king. That's why America has a very Protestant like work ethic streak, is because our founding was from the Puritans. And so it's a fascinating thing when you start studying their history at all. They banned Christmas because it wasn't in the Bible.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
It's a little much. It's a little much. Let's see. I was like, well, yeah, they hadn't been doing that stuff yet. Like they had to wait. They had to wait until the first one. Football has been played on Thanksgiving since 1876.
Since 1876, football has been played on Thanksgiving. Yale and Princeton, who have played each other annually since 1873, faced off for their first holiday game on Thanksgiving Day in 1870. Wait, hold on. Does that make sense? Yale and Princeton, who have played each other okay, so they played each other annually since 73, but then
this is the first time they decide, hey, let's do it on Thanksgiving. That makes sense.
So 1876, they started doing it on Thanksgiving. They've been doing so ever since. And the current leader of this matchup is Yale with 78 wins, 54 losses, and 10 tie record. When the National Football League was announced in 1920, there were 6 games played on Thanksgiving. Holy shit, this is old. Canton Bulldogs versus Akron Pros. Decatur Stallies versus the Chicago Tigers, Detroit Heralds versus the Dayton Triangles, Columbus Panhandles versus the El Raya Athletics, Hammond Pros versus Chicago Boosters, and Altonawanda Lumberjacks. Yep. Against the Rochester Rockets.
These are some intimidating teams, dude.
I know. I'm fucking
I don't want
terrified.
to fuck with the Lumberjacks, man.
The Detroit Lions, the only one that you recognize, have played on Thanksgiving since their move from Portsmouth, Ohio in 1934, which coincided with their name change from the Spartans to the Lions. I like Spartans better. Their marketing and timing were fantastic. They filled their stadium and even had to turn fans away, even though they lost the game to the Chicago Bears.
Bears.
There you go, Tony. Chicago Bears making history,
Bears.
beating the Lions on Thanksgiving way back
Bears
in the day.
Beating the Lions.
They have continued to play on Thanksgiving every year since then. So Dallas Cowboys have only missed 2 Thanksgivings since they beat Cleveland Browns in 1966. The league didn't know the game would have had a good turnout, but the team beat its attendance record with over 80,000 back then. In 1966, 80,000 fans in the stadium. That's a pretty big deal.
I remember in the 90s, so many of the Dallas Cowboys got arrested that at one point, like, people were making parodies of the theme song to the Cops Bad Boys. Instead, it was Cowboys, Cowboys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Cowboys, Cowboys. That's all the Cowboys and a bunch of orange jumpsuit, football pads and shit. Like, yeah, it was
Yeah.
They cleaned up their reputation since, but there was a little bit. It was not good for them.
No, like when it comes to like football and Thanksgiving tradition, it's like Husker football. There's so many different football games, whether they do it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not very much on Wednesday, very few actually. But like on Thanksgiving Day or the day after has been a huge tradition for so many teams through all of football. Really, I'm trying to think of other sports that really have a Thanksgiving tradition. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm just ignorant to it, but football really has like cornered the market on like Thanksgiving Day and after Thanksgiving, like football TV ownership. Like they own it.
Well, like it used to be back in the 70s and even the 80s, less so the 90s. Thanksgiving weekend was one of the best weekends for professional wrestling. It was your second biggest night. Because think about it, there wasn't a lot of TV back then. There was no internet, none of that shit. You get done with Thanksgiving dinner, you've had all the meals, you've had all the turkey, you're sitting around. Well, fuck, now what are we going to do for the rest of the day? And you got all your family in. Well, fuck, let's go down to the matches. Okay. And that would be.
Was this in carnival days or?
No, like the 60s and 70s, like the territory days. Like so 60s, 70s, 80s, back in the territory. And like, well, think about it, like even like let's take little York, Nebraska as an example. Like, nice little town, but in the 70s, there'd be the wrestling matches down at the local fucking whatever hall. And you know what? You got nothing better to do. Go down and watch the matches. What the hell? And that was the second biggest day. The biggest day for pro wrestling was always Christmas Day. Christmas Eve wasn't as big. Christmas Day was huge because after everybody's opened the presents, now you're all just sitting around house. But yeah, so Thanksgiving and Christmas were until television kind of changed the entire game.
Yeah, TV did change the game. Going back to the Speedwell, one of the ships that we talked about earlier. The Speedwell was the second ship that was supposed to transport passengers, including the Pilgrims, to the New World. The two leaks were sustained, are suspected to have been caused by the captain so he could get out of crossing the Atlantic Ocean and proceed with more profitable endeavors. If this was his intention, he was successful. Records show that the Speedwell did, in fact, carry goods and do business in a profitable manner after the ship failed to make the voyage to the New World with the Mayflower. There's your Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I can understand not wanting to do that. Like, you know, it's like, oh, go to this place where there's nothing. They don't even have sugar or butter there. Can't imagine why.
Sounds like a great place to go spend your Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Elephants.
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began as a Christmas event. The first Thanksgiving Day Parade occurred in 1914. Holy shit. I did not know that.
Doing that. Oh yeah. And that's one thing, like my daughter never misses the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Like that's the one thing.
I still turn on the TV. I don't always watch it, but for some reason I just feel like I have to.
Oh, on Thanksgiving Day, it's a priority.
Yeah.
It's like, shh, you'll get shushed.
Yeah.
For that shit. Like
I don't even care about it, but I always turn it on.
Some people just like
anyway. 1914, at that time, the giant balloons that the event is now famous for were not yet incorporated. Initially, the parade consisted of floats, Macy's employees dressed as flamboyant and vivid colors, and live animals borrowed from the Central Park Zoo. It wasn't called the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It was called the Macy's Christmas Parade until 1927, when it was when the name was changed to what it is now. So yeah, there you go. Your Thanksgiving Day Parade used to be a Christmas parade. So your whole life is a lie. All of you so
Nothing
invested.
makes sense anymore.
in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Your life is a fucking
Happy
lie.
Thanksgiving, little fettuccine. Chicken, you're way too happy about that.
I know. I just
Chicken, like, I like to be a dick. What? Fuck off.
Fuck off.
But no, I don't know why. It just, I enjoy it. All right, now number 5.
It took 2 centuries to become a national holiday, despite Phil reading that proclamation at the beginning of the show. Thanksgiving was not an official holiday until 202 years after the Pilgrims and the I'm not even gonna try. Wampanoag? Is that how you
I
pronounce
can't
that?
see. Where's that?
That word. Wampanoag. Anyway, Wampanoag. Anyway, they had their 3-day celebration in October 1621. Thanksgiving was only celebrated as an official capacity if the current president declared it on any given year. Thomas Jefferson was the first president who outright refused to celebrate Thanksgiving. Wait, what? Was the first president who outright? Yeah. Rumor has it that he despised Thanksgiving. But in truth, he did not want to make it a national celebration because he did not want to mix church and government. That's totally Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah, like he would stand on a weird principle, but he'd have a reason for it. Like, and like Chicken, your inner libertarian, just like,
I know my heart's bleeding right now.
I love it. But yeah, TJ, Thomas Jefferson. So interesting. Oh, there's more.
It wasn't until 1863 that President Lincoln declared Thanksgiving an official. Of course, President Lincoln fucking declared it a national. Official federal
Chicken, you
holiday.
can't like whoa, Chicken. You can't dislike Abraham Lincoln.
I sure
Whoa.
can.
Are you
sure
like
can.
pro bad people or something?
No, I am anti bad people. President Lincoln was a bad person.
Oh,
it wasn't until 1863 that Lincoln declared Thanksgiving an official
Chicken, we're
federal
not supposed
holiday.
to argue about politics on Thanksgiving. Come on.
I know. Most historians give credit to Sarah Josepha Hale, a remarkable woman and well-known writer of Mary Had a Little Lamb. In addition to her other accomplishments, she wrote to the office of the president for 17 years straight. Oh, so he got fucking he was like, I'm tired of getting this fucking letter. Petitioning for Thanksgiving to be made into a federal holiday, Lincoln was the first to acquiesce to her request approximately 1 week after her letter arrived on his desk. Thanksgiving was made a reoccurring national holiday. So not only was President Lincoln such a fucking bad president, he couldn't even say fuck off to a letter. Oh my God.
I was about to say, so you're telling me that we literally got trolled into Thanksgiving?
Yeah. By the lady who wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That is interesting.
Which is fun because like when I have scam callers that call me, I dial 654-566-555-666-655-654, which is Mary Had a Little Lamb on your phone whenever somebody calls you. You can play Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I troll scammers with Mary Had a Little Lamb, and the person who wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb scammed the president. This is ironic. God damn.
But yes, I mean, the guy gave her some credit. 17 years of sending fucking letters, though, man. Like, that's, dude, like, nobody's got that kind of patience no more. Nobody's got that kind of effort. Like, whoa. Nice. This I did not know.
Well, hey there, Grow the Farm Up. I hope you are having yourself a marvelous Thanksgiving yourself. Lincoln was a total Thanksgiving. Wow.
Hope you're having a marvelous Thanksgiving. I'm having a blessed one myself. The boys upstairs sleeping. The wife's watching her show, and I was like, "Well, is it all right if I go do a little streaming?" And everything's a-okay. And so I'm here with all you beautiful people on this glorious Thanksgiving. But let's get right. TV dinner was created because of Thanksgiving. No, I don't believe you. I don't believe it.
The TV dinner was created because of Thanksgiving. 1 year. I do know this story. Yeah, I've heard this one. This has ties to Omaha, I believe. We'll get there. 1 year, Swanson, a prominent meat company, had too much turkey left over from Thanksgiving. 260.
Grow the Farm Up says we're having a very misogynistic holiday. So, like, I'm assuming just whenever you were carving the turkey, just the minute you were carving, like, patriarchy, or like, yeah, men uphold rights in society. Men are responsible for defending rights in society. Like, you were, I'm guessing it's pretty close to that. Am I correct? Grow the Farm Up, or was it a little more subtle than that? I know you. Subtlety is not generally your strong suit in this regard, but I'm curious.
Tons to be accurate. Luckily, one of the salesmen was an outside the box thinker and came up with an idea of putting sliced turkey in aluminum trays with other sides to be frozen and eaten at a later date. In the wake of Thanksgiving 1953, Swanson sliced and packaged their extra 260 tons of turkey, and the TV dinner was born.
Yep, nailed it. I knew it. Grow the Farm Up's doing like the Stan Smith from American Dad. All right, now gather round, children, and this is why women shouldn't vote. Who would have thunk like that would be a part of our discourse now? Like, people are seriously talking about, like, Andrew Wilson talks about it all the time. Rachel Wilson, I'll never forget, when I was on a panel with her, and she's like, everyone's like, well, Rachel, you don't think women should vote. And I was like, okay, let's not straw man her position. So, but like, I'm sure that's not what she said. And then she's like, no, that's absolutely what I said. Oh, well, at that point I did the Blazing Saddles when I was like, well, you're on your own. Off screen. But yeah, that was so well, glad to know you're having a traditional Thanksgiving. Grow the Farm Up. Good God.
So yeah, not only that, if it wasn't for train stations, so what they actually had to do is they did refrigerated train cars. They were putting them on dry ice and transporting them across the country. Swanson was, because nobody was buying turkeys, and he bought all these fucking frozen turkeys, and so they were running on trains, and he was losing. Swanson as a company almost went bankrupt because they didn't know what to do with all these fucking turkeys. And then the idea came out to do this and save the company. And I believe it all originated in Omaha, Nebraska. I could be wrong. You can fact check me on that one, but it was crazy. All the innovations of the time led to saving a company and leading to one of today's biggest selling items out there.
I was about to say, I mean, like, hey, big box store, forget 20% off all them freaking electronics and shit. Take 20% off them groceries, yo. Oh man, that'll be yeah, that's in terms of the most purchased items. Like, man, like, I think if any of the big box stores were to do that, I think the frozen section would just be empty. I don't think there'd be a thing left. I think because people love frozen stuff. It's easy. It's super, like chicken. You're in the freezer right now as we're speaking.
Yeah, I just broke my whiskey glass. I just
balls.
had to grab a new one and pour some new ice and
balls. Well, it's a happy Thanksgiving, ain't it, chicken?
Yes, because I have another glass and another drink, and I'm very thankful for
Now,
everything
Chicken,
I have to continue this show.
you're probably well aware of this, but
I'm
when I
thankful that my thumb didn't get cut because like there was
Yeah?
glass wedged in it and it didn't bleed. So
Wow, well done. Well,
Yes.
well, Chicken, speaking of frozen TV dinners, I saw the other day and I couldn't believe it. A Gordon Ramsay frozen TV dinner. I'm like, oh man,
you
how
can't
much?
believe that. Come on.
Well, no, like, I figured he was gonna be the last holdout. I figured, like, man, how much money did they offer you? It's like, you want me to do what? That's insane. That's absurd. That pays how much? Okay. Like, yeah, that's exactly how that went. All right. Oh, shit. All right. This is interesting.
I didn't know this either. Thanksgiving was moved during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, an attempt was made to boost America's economy by moving Thanksgiving forward a week. FDR thought that by moving Thanksgiving from the last Thursday of November to the second to last Thursday of November, the Christmas shopping season would be extended and higher sales would stimulate the country's failing economy, which he was not wrong because I'll continue reading. What actually happened is that almost every state still held Thanksgiving on the last Thursday of November. 3 states, Colorado, Mississippi, and Texas, actually had 2 Thanksgivings. The public did not like this change and termed the earlier celebration Franksgiving. 2 years later, Congress changed the date back to the final Thursday in November. The days between Thanksgiving and Christmas in the retail world are heavily studied and very data oriented these days. We know every single unit, dollar coming in, going out, and heavily studied. Every year we plan our budgets around how many extra days or less days we have and how much freight we need to pile on and how many sales we need to get. And it drives prices. It drives so much. The days between Thanksgiving and Christmas every year are either a panic or a blessing in the retail world and your entire global economy. And most of you do not know how important that is.
Yeah, it's a little scary that like there's a reason they call it Black Friday, and it's because it's the one day that all the stores finally go into the black, at least in theory, because they're in the red the rest of the fucking year.
In the past, yeah, that's what it was. Most of them are in the
Well, that's how it
black
got
for
its
the
name.
year now.
anyways.
Yeah. Back in the day, that was the day they made their money. But now it's funny because it's come full circle. It's a day when stores lose the most money in sales because nothing's profitable on that day. But they created it. It's a way to pad your sales, and make no money. But you make all your money on everything else that you buy. So, like, you go buy that. Here you go. Here's some knowledge for you when it comes to retail. You go buy that 75-inch TV for $400. You're like, fuck, I got a hell of a deal. You did. That is a pretty goddamn good deal. The store probably lost 10% of profit on that. But you're going to buy the HDMI cable. You probably buy a TV stand because that's a fucking massive TV. You're gonna buy the wall cabling like hiders. You're probably gonna buy some different decor because your wife's mad that this massive TV's in the way, so she's gonna want some stuff. But like that HDMI cable is like an 80% markup. That TV stand's like a 70% markup. All that other shit you bought is where they make their money back. So
interesting.
But you got a good deal on that TV.
A good deal on that TV you had. Yes. So that's a little funny. It's like, yeah, but this is Walmart. You don't walk out with just the thing.
You walk out with a lot of things.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised you're trying to get rid of the in people interaction in
Uh,
stores these days that they're trying.
I ain't trying to get rid of anything.
Well, I'm saying they, you know,
They.
they.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a proper pronoun. You should use they.
God.
Uh,
All right.
Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. I did not know this. The original Jingle Bell song, written by James Pierpoint in 1857, was actually titled One Horse Open Sleigh. I did know that. This soon to be hit was so popular that it was played and sung well into the Christmas season, despite being intended for Thanksgiving. The song quickly became a popular Christmas staple during the holiday seasons that followed.
Hello.
And 2 years later, in 1859, the
Hope you're
title
having
was
a happy
changed to
Thanksgiving.
Jingle Bells. Great marketing. Good job.
So, the classic jingle bells, jingle all the way. I wonder how long till that song gets canceled.
I like this one. The day after Thanksgiving is called Brown Friday by plumbers due to clogged kitchen sinks everywhere. Black Friday is the busiest day of the year for plumbers. Many of us know that Wednesday before Christmas is the busiest night of the year for bars. People drink more this night than on New Year's or any other holiday. What most of us don't know is that Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is the busiest day of the year for plumbers. The increase in calls is so great on the day after Thanksgiving that the industry has dubbed it Brown Friday. The good news is that it's not called that for a reason you're thinking of. The increase in calls is mainly due to clogged sinks and garbage disposals, resulting in a post-Thanksgiving cleanup. Roto-Rooter states that there is, on average, a 50% increase in calls to plumbers on Brown Friday. So make sure you check your drains and be careful of what you put in the sink after you eat. Beautiful.
Nice. So those are some interesting side conversations for Thanksgiving to try to get your weird uncle and your weird cousin off of whatever weird thing they want to talk about. So
Your weird cousin, not your wiener cousin.
they can be the same thing. That's not mutually exclusive in every family, Chicken.
That's true.
So now, Chicken, that's some interesting facts about Thanksgiving, but I'm curious. It's just you and me here, right? Like, no, it's just us
Yeah,
here.
there's nobody else listening.
So, what does Thanksgiving really mean for you, sir?
So I grew up in a pretty large family. There was a lot of us kids. Um, and Thanksgiving growing up was always a big deal. We were very family oriented. We were raised to take care of each other and always be around each other. And it was always a great time growing up. So I always have like a warm feeling in my heart for like Thanksgiving. I feel like that is it. Now we've all grown up. We all got our own families. We all like, so we don't do, the all the brothers and sisters get together like we did way back in the day. So it stays close to my heart. Now the work I do, being in retail, makes it very tough. So to where some people are very rigid on Thanksgiving and how that's got to be performed. I've had to loosen those quite a bit to accommodate, my career. But I always do Thanksgiving if I can't do it Thanksgiving Day, we always do the week after. And whoever wants to come, whoever's around, cool. And we always try to make a big deal of it and try to show importance to it. And in our house, like with our kid, we're not a super traditional religious family by any means, but there's very few days when we sit at the table and pray.
We'll get into that here in a second, but Walrads, I am grateful for Tom Homan.
Hartman. Well done, sir. Well done. I have to commend you on your dedication. I mean, like I've been posting this on Twitter today. It's got like, oh Lord, please give me the Trump that these delusional lefties think he is. Because yeah, like if you listen to some of their complaints, he's pretty based. But like, no, it's he's going to be a fairly moderate Republican president. Okay. In his domestic policy. Now, what he's going to do to the deep state, that's going to be fun to watch. Okay. The first 2 days are going to be wild. I might be just live streaming those first 2 days just to like, breaking news, folks. Yeah, it turns out the arrests and the declassifications have started. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Wow. Hell, yeah. We need real Donald Trump. Please, let's celebrate the first 2 days together. Yeah, I mean, like, this might be the place to be. This might actually be the place to be. God almighty. So yeah, Trump is going to be elected. I'm sure Trump was elected and Trump's going to be president. I'm sure nobody today at Thanksgiving brought that up. I'm sure this is the first place anybody has brought that up anywhere in these 50 nifty United States. And I was going through some old videos, just, something to watch later. And one of them was a fairly lefty video talking about, and this is from 5 years ago, how Biden's going to add all these new states to finally subvert the Electoral College. It's like, yeah, Trump won so heavy. If you were to combine every single third party vote and give them all to Kamala, she still couldn't win. So, yeah, this was a mandate and endorsement from the American people. And also something to keep in mind. I've said this on Twitter and nobody's dared even like react to it because they know it's correct. The American people practiced a form of national jury nullification when it came to the lawfare. It was like, we don't believe it. We think it's all a bunch of BS. And now the charges are being dropped. Everything's going away. Turns out we were correct. The people who said it was all nonsense and it's really just politics by other means. That's when you break it down. That's what they were really trying to do. Politics by other means. And so in the end, we were able to prevail. The good guys prevailed, folks. Walrads, did you see that map where they went county by county? Almost every county in the country was, there's this vast Republican red land, and then there's this little Democrat archipelago when you look at the maps. If you do just the blue, it's like an archipelago. It's not very sweeping, and they're not connected in any way. So truth be told, Trump kind of shifted American politics, and the Democrats are going to have a problem being competitive next time around because I don't think they're going to adjust properly. I think it's going to take until at least 2032 for them to properly adjust and become competitive in national elections again. So, because let's be frank, Trump endorses anybody, that person's probably going to win in 2028. And it looks like that's going to be JD Vance, which, I like Trump better, but 4 years under JD versus whatever, complete fucking Muppet Looney Tune that the left is going to throw up next time around. Like, who the fuck knows? But yeah, it's going to be just somehow. I just don't think they're going to learn their lesson. I'll just put it that way. But let's see. In New York City, Manhattan went red by 13%. The Bronx was one Republican. Brooklyn went 32. Queens 33 towards red. Interesting. Well, yeah, the real interesting takeaway is that New York was closer to flipping red than Florida was to flipping blue. Yeah, this is a huge shift. And look at this. This is the one that's pretty much like the Democrats have to retool and come up with a new plan. Otherwise, they're done. Hispanic men if I I'm going to be off a little bit in the numbers here, but in 2016, I believe they were plus 30 for Hillary. In 2020, they were plus like 10 to 20 for Biden. And now in 2024, they are plus 14 for Trump. And almost 50, not quite a 50-point swing from being a hard Democrat voting bloc to now a pretty decent Trump voting bloc. Hispanic men, like if the Democrats can't find a way to appeal to them anymore, that's it. Like that's the Republicans have at least the next 2 election cycles. And the idea that Texas is going to flip blue, that pipe dream is gone. We've just forgot all about that. All Reds, I'm scared about them not letting in certain cabinet nominees. Possibly, yeah, the Gates thing, I'm just going to say let this all play out, okay? That's all you can really do. Like, because Gates, when it comes to the ethics complaints, my take is quite simple. Release every ethics complaint and report. Release all of them and every payment and let the chips fall where they may. That's my take on it. Okay? Release all of it. If you're going to release one, I say release every single one because we have a right to know how our tax dollars have been spent for their malfeasance. But no, truth be told, well, Reds, come on now. We're just 3 weeks into a 4-year term that hasn't even started yet. It's a good time. Like, truth be told, like Hassan Abbey, I was watching a Cope video of his because I couldn't help myself. You know, come on now. It was sort of like a delicious treat. It was like candy. And he even straight up said there has never been a better time to be a Trump supporter. And it's like, yeah, it's true. Because he's right. He was right about everything. And the left was wrong about everything. So just give it some time. Walred, it's amazing. The people have spoken, yet Dems blame the voting blocks, not themselves. Oh, of course. It's like that Simpsons meme. Am I out of touch? No, it is the voters who are wrong. Yeah. Walreds, how can they appeal when they blame the voters for voting wrong? And also when it comes to the war that they're trying to kick off, they're literally trying to kick off World War III. Gotta hand it to the Democrats where they lose another election and they find a way to give the voters exactly what they don't want again. Seems to be the only thing they know how to do. A hacker release, Gates complaints. A hacker released. Hacker. As in just any old Democrat aide that happened to be working in that office. So I'm ready. This is a great time to be alive. Oh, it is. Now, January 20th is going to be quite a day to be paying attention because I remember in 2016, I was actually watching the Trump inauguration with my late brother. And we were sitting in the mill and we were watching it happen like, God, is this really going to happen? And the moment that you become the president of the United States isn't when you're done making the oath or anything. It's the moment you place your left hand on the Bible. That moment you become the president of the United States imbued with all power and authority. So that, like, if Trump can get to that moment and put that hand on the Bible, boy, strap in, folks. We are in for a wild ride. This timeline will deliver. And, but yeah, the deep state is going to look very different in 4 years. The idea that we have a deep state or need one, even that idea will be challenged very, very soon. And I think for the better, because when I had some people on my show, and smart people too, like iCal Rich, great example of a guy who, and he gave the best possible case for the deep state, and it was 100% bullshit. Okay, it was basically just a, well, come on. I mean, his argument was basically that the government needs to have some extra safeguards to subvert democracy and subvert the will of the people. That was essentially the argument. And I was like, well, we have safeguards where the old administration can hold over. That's called the Supreme Court. That's the judiciary. This is a bunch of unelected people that think they can impose themselves on our lives. No, fuck them. And turns out the people who said fuck the deep state were right. Let's see. Walrat. Biden was so evil, allowing long-range missiles to be shot in Ukraine. Moreover, Zelensky, he is dragging us into war. Yes. While a deep state fears Trump, you can tell the success of the nominee by reaction. No, I know that's not a good argument, but you kind of have to talk their language. Okay. Otherwise, they're just not going to get it. Okay. Dude, how great is Tom Almond? This is going to be interesting. But like, I want to touch on this. Allowing long-range missiles to be shot to Ukraine, and then Russia responded with basically they're sort of intercontinental ballistic missiles, but they're not. It's sort of like, I can't believe it's not butter. It's like I can't believe it's not intercontinental ballistic missiles. Winky face. So yeah, Russia just shot missiles that they could strap a nuke to, fired them into Ukraine, and the world just watched. Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know about this conflict. So I think for everyone's sake, we need to sue for peace immediately and find a way to get the weapons not firing at each other anymore. And may the Ukrainians and the Russians find peace, be that peace ever so base. So that's... Walrads goes, can you blame Russia though? It's odd, but the world is relying on Putin's reserve. I am not saying he's good, but we need yeah. I mean, Trump cannot get in fast enough. We're still 50 some odd days away from him getting into office. And with Biden and the Democrats in power, each hour feels like days. You know what I mean? Like it's agonizingly long to get Trump into power. But once he's in there for 4 years. Okay. And so what are you going to do? Impeach him? Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like people are like, well, he can't cut off funding to Ukraine. Fuck, he can't. What are you going to do? Impeach him? Okay. All right. We've already shown that he can defeat that. No problem. So yeah, this is going to be quite a ride for the next 2 years are going to be the really important ones. I suspect Clarence Thomas and Alito are going to retire in the next 2 years. Probably Alito first, then Thomas second, I'm guessing, because Alito wants out bad. Thomas wants out almost as bad. And then that pretty much cinches up the Supreme Court for a generation, and Trump will have nominated a simple majority of Supreme Court justices, assuming everybody else stays on the court. Walrads goes, Roger Stone warned Trump to be careful in his airplane. He says that's a vulnerability. Oh yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, he's correct. Let's see. Walrads also think Alex Jones deserves credit. He really led this information war. Man, Alex Jones has been having a week. He almost lost InfoWars and then didn't. But yeah, good point about the justices. Yeah, Trump is going to reshape our Supreme Court. Now here's what's really funny. Years ago, this was right after Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. I was on an after show with Tom Foolery and Hans of Harkir, along with Tony and Chicken and, the boys. And I said, all right, here's the thing. Trump is so beloved in this party. If he loses in 2020, the party's going to nominate him again, and he's probably going to win. So you can either take your Trump now or you can take your Trump later. Take your pick. And turns out I was right. Now, in terms of the Supreme Court, this is the best possible outcome. Okay, because now we know for sure the Supreme Court is going to be secure. Okay, because we've got the Senate, one or two senators can't block it. So Alito's gonna retire, and Thomas is basically gonna watch the process to see if he can get out cleanly. That's how I see it, dude. Taking our Trump later was so much better. We have like Trump straight up, no sugar. This is barrel strength Trump. This is not watered down to 40% ABV. You are correct. Oh, Lord Almighty. So yes, we have the Donald. He is returning. And like, I remember I was watching some guy, Sargon. There we go. Sargon video. I check in on him once in a while. And he was calling this the return of the king. Because like, think about like the old Robin Hood tale. Prince John was this unworthy and not really competent leader. And like, think of the Disney animation. Like Joe Biden was so much that cowardly lion king in that movie. I am the king. And my daughter says I do that pretty good. But yeah, that was how I always viewed Joe Biden. Like the crown was too big for his head and it kept falling on him. And he was just kind of a silly and absurd figure. And then we've got Trump that's going to be returning here soon, the return of the king, if you will. And it does just kind of feel like things are falling back into its proper place. Trump is going to find a way to bring peace in Europe and in Eastern Europe. Probably gonna help our relations in the Korean Peninsula some more. So, and yet, like Biden's trying to take credit for the Israeli peace talks as if Trump had nothing to do with that. Yeah, they realize, all right, better make some peace here quick, because when Trump comes in, he's gonna be like, yes, Israel, what we're gonna do is for 2 weeks, the world's just gonna do this. And then we're just doing this for 2 weeks. Oh, what's oh, look, there's some sports we should talk about. Yes. Oh, you got that all figured out, Israel. No, tremendous, the best. Like that's gonna be what the Hezbollah's and Hamas are expecting. So yeah, they needed to make some peace quick. Liberals are mad at Trump not because he's divisive, but because he actually unifies. True. Yep. For 2 weeks. Yep. Not just. I've always thought like that's going to be somebody's foreign policy. Eventually, it's like their foreign policy is Israel for 2 weeks. We're just going to do this. You hear that? Nope, I don't hear nothing. Nope, don't hear a thing. Yeah, that's a potential. So they knew they had to make some kind of peace because they knew Trump was going to just do that. All right, now Israel, I'm going to turn around here and I'm going to be working on Ukraine for a week, and I'm not going to turn around. And while I'm turned around, you don't be too naughty now. You hear me? Yeah, that's going to be pretty close, okay? Because the reality is like, it's not really our place to be the policeman of the world. I mean, is that the role that we're going to be in this world? Like it or not, there's no way to really police the world. Every area's got its own conflicts that need to work themselves out. And basically, we just need to make sure that nukes aren't getting thrown around. So maybe we should make peace with the other country on the other side of the world that has most of the fucking nukes, other than us. So I know. Let's see. Do you believe our soul consciousness has been raised since he won? That's a tough question. I do believe like there is sort of like this general lifting of weight. Like this nation was praying hard for this result and we got it. So yeah, there does feel like in the spiritual warfare, this was a great victory against evil, if that makes sense. Like the battle's not won, but boy, this was a big, like the war isn't won, but this was a big battle, if that makes sense. It feels good good has returned to the world in a way. Now we're not there yet. Okay. We haven't it's not won yet, but we won a big battle. It does. It feels like a weight has been lifted off. Even the people that are not happy about this, have you noticed that they just completely shifted from their hysterics to well, okay, he's going to be president now. And they dropped the charges. Joe Scarborough's going to Mar-a-Lago to bend the knee and kiss the ring. It's like they realized, yeah, that was all just kayfabe, just nonsense, just, pro wrestling, if you will. And that's past now. And it's just so fascinating to watch that, wow, all of that was contrived. It was all contrived. I knew it was. And now we're right. Well, Reds, even in New York City, they weren't so angry. Even they were okay. New York's kind of a different animal in that regard because Trump is a New Yorker. Even if you're one of those New Yorkers that doesn't like Trump, he's still a New Yorker. So there's still got to be some measure of it being okay with even some folks who don't like him. Walreds, I need to help vote out Alvin Bragg in New York. Yes, you do. Now, really, I think just keep your eye on what's going on January 20th and 21st. He might want to get on him and John Brennan and a handful of others might need to hop on a plane to somewhere in the Caribbean that doesn't have extradition. Okay. That might be something they should consider. Okay. Rad, some of them believe he was like Hitler. Oh, and in terms of that hopping on the plane, not to be construed as actual legal advice. Rads, how badass was that Trump UFC entrance after he won with Tulsi and RFK and Bongino and Elon? Don't trust Mike Johnson. Well, no, he's a Congress critter. What? That means that you're smart. Of course. You think he's not gonna wheel and deal and try and get leverage? That's all Washington D.C. is. It's just a giant leverage game. Ben goes, hard to fix a broken system with a broken system. Now I understand that, but hey, if we don't try something different, then we're just gonna keep the system that threw us all overboard 40 fucking years ago. So it's sort of like a Babylon Bee article. It was making fun of RFK Jr., but it was spot on. It was most overweight, unhealthy nation in the world, afraid the new health secretary might try something different. Yeah. It's time for something different. Walrads, I want him to work for us, but I don't trust him. I see his reactions. Yeah. What a title. Thank you. Yeah, when it comes to any of the speakers of the House, Mike Johnson is an improvement from McCarthy. I mean, don't get me wrong. We needed to get that guy the fuck out of there. But he's only it's an improvement from a mud hut to a stone hut. You're not in a palatial mansion. Okay. That's the upgrade. Okay. It's only from here to here. It's not here. Okay. It's not oh man, at this point, she says some crazy off the wall shit, but in this timeline, we just as well make Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene the fucking Speaker of the House. Or no, actually, Massey would be a good one. He would be an honest to God good one. But yeah, at this point, fuck it, throw her in there. Let's make this timeline deliver. I want to see Nancy Pelosi have to hand her gavel over to Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene. Oh, this is great. Grow the farm up. Everything is Star Wars. A New Hope 2015. Empire Strikes Back 2020. Return of the Jedi 2024. Yep. Everything is Star Wars. Walrads, McCarthy took shots at Gates for Fox still the past week, trying to get him investigated. Screw that guy. Yeah, no, McCarthy's just salty. He's just salty. His goal in life was to be Speaker of the House, and it was taken from him. Okay, that was literally his goal in life. He never even wanted to be president of the United States. He wanted to be Speaker of the House. And now here we are. Not too bad. Yeah, but it should be probably Thomas Massey. Like, honestly, and that would be my pick. Okay. Second system is our greatest chance to try something new. Second system, like I've heard people want to talk about, we need an alternative system. It's like, it's kind of like trying to set up a minor league football league or something like that. It's just going to get eaten up by inertia from the other bigger league. Like I get it, but that one, unfortunately, our system is what it is. And the idealist view of we need to change the world versus the utilitarian realist view of we need to work within the systems that we have currently. There's always that weight that you have to consider, but it can't be 100% idealism and it can't be 100% utilitarianism, because otherwise you become the swamp. Okay, so your objection is noted, sir, but I don't know how useful. Like, I know you're just kind of giving the most basic elevator pitch of the idea, but I'm also giving you what I feel would be some real pushback and resistance to that. Walrads, Dems are interesting. The ones that scare me most are the ones that know they need to reel it back. Luckily, they are all fighting each other. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Democrats are in a civil war right now, and it's beautiful to watch. Like, all of the political class, they're all turning on each other and finger pointing to everybody. The Page shills, you got Cenk Uygur, Destiny, Vosh, all attacking each other, Hassan Abbey, all attacking each other and all blaming each other more or less for this loss. And it's beautiful to watch. Like, Destiny was just starting to get some momentum to the point where, fuck, that guy probably could have, like, in a different timeline, he probably could have been elected to some higher office, like Senator Destiny we'd have to deal with for the rest of our fucking lives. But in the aftermath of the Trump assassination attempt and Destiny's just unhinged comments where he's celebrating the death of Trump supporters just because they're going to vote for Trump, that pretty much ended it. Like, he's just going to kind of spiral out. And like, most people try to take pot shots at his personal life, and I try not to go that route, but you kind of have to examine the fact that he's very public with his private life, and a lot of men do, and it's not a fair shot because, like, I would understand this, but a lot of men, when they go through a divorce, they have a very deep identity crisis. And I think Destiny just figured out the only way that you can get attention online anymore is to say wild, off the cuff shit that just people like, did he really even say that? It's like, it's why Andrew Wilson's talking about repealing the 19th Amendment. It's not, who knows if he actually advocates for it or not, or actually truly believes it, but he knows saying that wild shit gets people's attention. And so Destiny kind of did the same equivalent there. Ben, the idea of the second system is a plan B. No worries. I understand where you're coming from. Walrads, with their attention on each other, we can get great things done. Oh, you are correct. Ben, how's the baby? Sleeping upstairs, actually. When I get this video going again, I'm going to run upstairs and check on him and the baby's mother, my wife, and see how they're doing. And, but yeah, beautiful baby. I'm truly a blessed man. Healthy, beautiful baby boy. Getting up about every 2-3 hours, wanting fed. Last night I was up with him for a good chunk because his mother had been putting in some hard time with the baby. And so I just let her get 7 hours of continuous sleep, which was necessary. Trust me. Walrads, can you believe Kamala's running again? No, she's not. After losing $20 million on her campaign, $2 million to Oprah, her live stream last night was her saying not to lose her power. Yeah, she's not going to run again. No. The best thing they could have done for that campaign actually would have been Biden stepping down, someone like Josh Shapiro taking the lead and Kamala Harris staying on as vice president for the appearance of a continuity of power, a continuity of government. Even if you hate the left, you know that's a pretty damn good idea. It could have been anybody. Pick any Democrat from anywhere, but Shapiro probably would have been the best because he's from Pennsylvania. So put him in as number one. And that's the reason why he didn't take the VP, because he said that's what you need to do. You need to leave Kamala Harris as VP. She'll be my VP. I will step in the role for Biden, and he will campaign on how he will finish the Biden term. Like, that would have actually won. But can you check off it? But God bless Tom. This Thanksgiving, we all give thanks for Tom Holland, not to him, but for him. Okay, we only give our thanks to the Lord, but typo. That's fine. I'm not gonna like but yes, Walrads, excellent. But yeah, we're gonna get right back into this, because this is where we get into what Thanksgiving means to us, both of us, and this is some good stuff.
Cool. And we always try to make a big deal of it and try to show importance to it. And in our house, like with our kid, we're not a super traditional religious family by any means, but there's very few days when we sit at the table and pray. And Thanksgiving is one of those days to where it's like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, like some of these big ones. We sit down as a family. Nobody touches their plate. We sit down, we hold hands, we pray, and do a real prayer. It's not a like do this, like do your head bow and listen to. We all say a prayer around the table and say what we're thankful for on Thanksgiving Day. And we tell it to each other. We're not saying it to God. We're not saying it to Jesus. We're not saying it to anybody. We're telling each other as a family what we love about our life and what we appreciate about each other. And we have that one moment of clarity that, like, we're all appreciated with each other. Even if it's only one day a year, we say it. God damn it, we say it once a year.
Well, Chicken, if you truly are praying, trust me, he is there. He is listening.
I know. But yeah, it's to me, that's what's most important about that day. Is it's not about necessarily get with everybody that you have or making any. It's about your family being able to tell each other that they appreciate each other honestly, and we all come together. We help each other that day. We don't turn on the TV. Thanksgiving, we listen to music and we help each other around the house. We clean, we cook, and we don't play video games. Like, it's a family day. So one day of the year, even Christmas, like, I don't care. Go watch TV. But on Thanksgiving Day, we all come together. We work together. We prepare a big meal. We clean the house. We play games. TV never turns on. Like, that's the day we really hit the reset button and just spend it together. Now, again, being in retail, it's not always Thanksgiving Day. So we imagine that it's Thanksgiving Day. Sometimes it's December 5th. Sometimes it's, some random day. But the day we have our Thanksgiving dinner, we shut everything off. And it's just me, my wife, and my son, and the rest of the world can fuck off. We are thankful for each other, and we take care of each other. That's what Thanksgiving Day means to me, is I am thankful for my family and what I have in that moment. I still love the rest of my family if we do something together later or whatever. But to me, Thanksgiving Day is about me, my wife, and my son, and our family, and what we are thankful for. And we have our moment and solace with God at that point.
Excellent. Glad to hear. To me, Thanksgiving was always, like you said, it's getting together with family. It was always something that happened on my mom's house. Like she was always kind of like Thanksgiving was her thing. And so we would always go over to Grandma Char's house for uh she'd just make every kind of anything. Like she was half Greek, half Hispanic, so she had quite a cooking repertoire to draw from. And
Sounds like good food, honestly.
oh, dude, like there's a reason I'm this fat. Okay, it was like okay, like grandma's cooking had something to do with it. It was that good.
It sure did. Sure did. But hey, grow the farm up. How we doing there? Since I got you all here, there's something I wanted to read because you're asking about the family. You're asking about the boy. And this is something I wanted to read. This is what I read to my boy within about 2 hours of him being born. Once everything settled in, we were back in the room. Everyone had settled down. And mom was holding the baby. Took a moment, put my hand on him, and I read from the book of Deuteronomy. I chose Deuteronomy for a couple of different reasons. One, Deuteronomy was the one book of the Bible Jesus liked to quote the most. When he would quote scripture, he would quote from Deuteronomy very often. And this is from chapter 6, verses 20 through 25. So it's 5 verses. But this is what I wanted to read to my son when he was born. A reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verses 20 through 25. When your son asks you in time to come, what is the meaning of the testimonies and the statutes and the rules that the Lord our God has commanded you? Then you shall say to your son, we were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders great and grievous against Egypt and against Pharaoh and all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from there, that he might bring us in and give us the land that he swore to give to our fathers. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as we are this day. And it will be righteousness for us if we are careful to do all this commandment before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. That ends the reading of God's holy word. That's what I read to my son the day he was born. I love it goes, when your son asks you in time to come, what is the meaning of these testimonies and these rules that the Lord has commanded you? And then you say, there was a time when we were slaves in Pharaoh's Egypt, and the Lord our God carried us out there. And as a farmer, this part also rings true, and will deliver to us the land sworn to be to our fathers, sworn to give to our fathers. There we go. And then also, and the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as we are this day. And on that day, my son was born and alive and beautifully healthy. And so that was the first thing I read to my son when he was born, was those 5 verses from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6. And I will read that to him again someday in the future. So yeah, that was that particular bit of scripture will always have a special place in my heart because of that. But that I just wanted to share with all of you beautiful people. Grow the farm up. It's all Star Wars as told by Joseph Campbell. Yes, 2016 was A New Hope, 2020 Empire Strike Back, 2024 Return of the Jedi. It's the classic hero's arc. But yes, that was just something I wanted to share with you, beautiful folk. But we're going to get a little deeper into this story about my grandma and her amazing cooking.
Okay, I mean, but and like she would like lovingly slice up the turkey, and like there would be one side with the dark meat, one side with the white meat, and like she knew exactly how to carve up a turkey. And Grandpa just watched golf and talked to us the whole time. Like Grandpa just sat there, just had a feast, like almost brought to him, basically. And like we had that one crazy uncle, who will remain nameless, but you know, growing up, the kids always like the crazy uncle because he sits at the kiddie table with you at Thanksgiving because the grown-ups don't want to deal with him. Okay. And so we're like, hey, and then you get a little like, oh no, he was the crazy uncle. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like he was off his rocker loony. But yeah, growing up, that's your favorite uncle because that's the only one. Like, he cares just as much about Power Rangers as you do. Like, okay, like
He told me he was gonna let me shoot guns tonight.
yeah, like, Phil, you get in the truck. We're going home. Yeah. So then over time, like, this is one of those unfortunate realities. Like, I'll never forget. It's like grandmas are kind of the linchpins of families, and once they
They
go,
are.
it's never quite the same. And
Yep.
like, yeah, when Grandma Shar went, it's just never been the same in our family. Like, and she just was such a huge source of warmth and support in the whole family. And so it's that's one of those real realities. That's why I bring my daughter over to my mom's house all the time. Now, like, honestly, like, you know my situation. So like, Josie's with me when she's with me, and she's with her mom other times of the year. Thanksgiving's kind of her mom's thing. So I haven't got to see her on Thanksgiving for the last few years. So that's when I usually try to spend some time with my parents and get to, have some conversations with them. And so that's been, Thanksgiving's a complicated holiday for me.
It is.
I make sure that I don't start drinking until the sun goes down because Thanksgiving's one of those holidays that you could be tempted to just start kind of early. So yeah, I usually got a rule like, yes, I don't start drinking till the sun goes down.
No, I
So
think
she's like,
that's a good-
daylight savings is awesome.
Yeah, no. It is awesome. No, it is. I honestly think Thanksgiving, because it can bring up a lot of emotions, and you think about the ones that aren't around for the Thanksgivings that you're used to having them around for.
Usually
It's
when
tough.
that's when deaths become real for the people who didn't make it to the funerals.
I think Thanksgiving's probably, it can be the greatest or the worst holiday because, to your point, it's the ones that didn't make it, or the ones that didn't realize it even though they made it. They were in denial still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I had an uncle who passed last year who just like brought Christmas to life every time he
Yeah.
showed up. And this Christmas without him was
You feel it.
fuck, man. Like, yeah. And
There's
so, like,
there's some people that are there when, especially when you have like a family Thanksgiving or a family Christmas or a family holiday, and you have the same person show up every year. When they're not there, you feel that energy missing. And when it's a tragic reason, or you know, it's one thing if they miss a flight or just couldn't make it this year. That's one thing. When you're like, oh fuck, we're never gonna have that again. That that makes it tough.
that's one of the things that I always tell to young people because they don't quite get it is the crossroads in life do not last forever. Okay. So there are times when the choices are taken from you, whether you like them or not. So those crossroads, take them when you have the chance. Okay. And realize that every choice is going to have a consequence. Not making a choice is also going to have a consequence. It's also going to cost you dearly. So that's one thing to always, like, also be thankful that you made it another year. Okay. There's many like Chicken, you and me. We have good, dear, close friends who never made it to their 20s, who never made it to their 30s, who aren't ever going to make it to their 40s, even, unfortunately. Like, I hope, like, I pray, like, all of our buddies make it to our 40s, but that's just the way life is. And like, I remember Ringo Starr, he had this album where he said that, like, I don't know why I've been so lucky to make it to my 70s. I had good friends who never made it to their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. And like, So every year at Thanksgiving, you need to give thanks that you made it another year as well. I mean, that's something you need to be the most thankful for. Like,
Be
thank you, Lord
blessed that
Jesus.
you knew so many great people, and be blessed that you're still around to meet new people.
Yeah, because because don't get me wrong, like once your time has come to go home in Christ, the time has come. It's like the darling little old lady that goes to my church named Mabel. I just straight up told her, like, when the Lord calls you home, Mabel, we're gonna cry not because we're sad for you because you're in the arms of your Lord and Savior, but we're gonna cry because church is just never gonna be quite the same without you.
Right?
And so, like, and yeah, Thanksgiving is that exact same way with so many of our loved ones. And so it's like we shed a tear because it's just not quite the same without you anymore. And so
Yeah.
that's what Thanksgiving means to me, is good memories at my grandma's house, and just trying to keep the family bonds, if you will.
Yeah, and I think it's important, and this might be the last thing I say about Thanksgiving, is like, it sounds sad. You hear about like grandparents leaving this earth, and it's just never the same. And then you hear about like family troubles, and shit's gonna change in your life. Oh, and you're gonna have to cut people out. New people will come, and old people will go, and crazy things are gonna happen. Here's my goal moving forward. Like, and I do not care if this even works, but this is my goal. Is I want my son to remember how much fun we have on Thanksgiving, whatever day we do it. And when he leaves my house, he wants to come back because Thanksgiving is fucking fun. Not because we played dumb board games or whatever, because it's a family moment, and it's the only day of the year we shut everything off. It's so easy to create this moment today because we're so connected today. This is the one day where we make it a big deal to be disconnected. Make these moments. Grandma might be gone, and her way of doing Thanksgiving may never come back. You're right. It's never going to be the same, but you can make a new one. You can make a new way of Thanksgiving. You can make Thanksgiving fucking great again. Oh, yeah. I just took the Donald Trump route
Nice.
here. But that's what we need to do as a generation, is make these holidays special, which takes a little bit of fucking effort. And it takes a little bit of thought and a little bit of caring. And that's it. You don't have to try really hard. You just have to try. You just have to want it to be fucking special, and make sure the people around you that are there know it's got to be special. And you know what? I guarantee everybody that knows it's supposed to be special will make it fucking special. That's all you got to do. There's no magic story. There's no Lifetime movie. There's none of this crazy thing. If you just go up to your husband or your wife or your significant other or your kid, or, maybe your kids are grown, and you say, I want to make this Thanksgiving special. I want to make this Christmas special. They will make it special for you. You just have to say it. Just say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is how you make it happen. And then you become 50 years down the road, you're going to be that grandma that it's missed, because holy fuck, every year Thanksgiving at grandma's was great. This year you can start that tradition. You just have to make sure your family knows that you want to do that. And you can make this your day, and you can plant your flag and start a new tradition. God bless you. I hope you do it.
You know what? I'll drink to that. And you know what, Chicken? I can't say any better. God bless. Make your own traditions on Thanksgiving and be with those that you love.
Absolutely.
And chicken, as I'm known to say around here. All that being said, thank you for joining us here at Big Buckin' Empire, folks,
It
for
ain't
this
over yet, folks. Don't
Thanksgiving extravaganza. Folks, God bless every last one of
We
you
got plenty
for
more
being
coming.
here. I hope all of you make it back right here next Thanksgiving. Happy, healthy, much the wiser. Raise a glass to yourselves. God bless every last one of you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Chicken, take it away.
Appreciate you, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving, as Phil said. We will see you next year, if not next week. Appreciate you. Love you, as always. Goodbye.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
And there we have that, folks. That was the 10 facts about Thanksgiving and me and Chicken just having a good time on Thanksgiving. And that's something I like going back to that every Thanksgiving because it was fun. It was actually a lot of fun to do. And I wanted to share that with all you beautiful people out there. Because me, Tony, and Chicken, we've all kind of got these joking bets about like, okay, if the doctor makes two of us quit drinking, the third just as well join in. Like if the doctors make Tony and Chicken quit drinking, I'll be like, yeah, because I'm a good friend, I guess I will too. But yeah, that's just got a message from somebody. What's this all about? Oh, spam and spam. Okay. Nice. But nice spam. I appreciate nice spam. We all like it when the spam's at least nice. And speaking of we're going to kick it to something nicer, a little funnier. Tony earlier this year roasted me hard. It was a good hard roast. And because of that, I want to share this with you. It's only a few minutes long, but it's biting. If you know me and if you know Tony, this is like, ooh, this is a little too on the nose, but it's funny as shit. And we're having us a fun night. So without further ado, let's get right into the Tony G roast of Phil KOE.
You have arrived at the KOE Nation.
Here's how Sunday works. Saturday, Tony G. Hey, Phil. Hazard Sunday? Yay? Yeah. But tonight, I'll get over there early, I promise. I'll get over there. I'll be there in 15 minutes, 30 minutes later. Hey, Phil, did you bring all the stuff? Yeah, I brought everything. What about this? Quick trip to We'll just run over there real quick, all right? Run over there real quick with the black. Then we'll be back. Start drinking at 10:30 at night, because that's what normal people.
10.
Well, normal people who don't have an agenda like me. And then tomorrow, what are you doing? Well, I thought we were doing a live show, Phil. That's right, damn it. Those live viewers. They're fucking needs. Why can't they all be cool? Like all those click whore pieces of shit that accidentally click on all the stuff that I share on all those Facebook pages. Those unlucky bastards that don't even know what they're getting themselves into. They all fall in love with me. Little KOE. They don't even have a choice. Click on me. Then they fall in love. So hazard analysis, Tony. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go live at 7 p.m. Because at 5 p.m., I'm going to show up. I'm still going to be on the clock. I'm going to bring over 8 bottles. No, 9 bottles. Wait, 10 bottles. We're going to review them all. You're going to get shit-faced. I'm going to take 1 sip of each, and then I'm going to dump 8 ounces of liquor from each glass into your cup. You're going to chug that cup and be absolutely blackout shit-faced drunk. And then at 8 o'clock, even though you wanted to go live early, no, fuck that. You're going at 8. You're going live solo. You don't get anybody else, no guests, no crutches, no nothing. You got to go live.
No crutch.
Shit-faced drunk. Live. 8 p.m. by yourself. And I'll just, be mosey in my sweet ass home that whole time. Taking my time. Just rehearsing, the great speeches that I've been giving myself all week in the tractor. And you're going to be twisting in the wind with your shitty internet connection because that week, your kid stepped in the Ethernet cable. And you're going to be pulling up comments like, when's Phil getting there? And I'll be like, you're going to be like Tony G says, I don't know. And Tan Tui Tin Man, he's going to be all up in the comments like a fucking rape date victim. And he's going to be all up in them comments saying, I have it on good authority that Phil KOE is inbound. And Tony G's going to be like, guess I'll have to take another shot. Hour or two waiting on Phil. Oh, I'm drunker again. And it's 9:30 and I'm fucked up. And then finally, Phil, the kingdom. No, Tony, thanks for hosting. Why don't you fuck off? We don't need you anymore. Fuck off.
Thanks for
You're like,
more,
I was going to call you Jey Uso, but you're Jimmy Uso. Get the fuck off my SmackDown. Bye-bye. Tony goes and...
The Marty Jannetty to my Shawn Michaels.
Tony goes and pukes while Phil takes over. And all of his random guests roll in. And Phil has a custom screen where he's this big, and all the guests are this big, and Aiko and Osiris and Lethe are just beneath him, and he's like, I have the power of the mute. The KOE Nation will advise you well. All that being said, Osiris, here's 15 minutes of Phil KOE. Now it's time for a Bible verse. Complete this transition all over the screen. And Aiko will come back. I'm sorry, I was getting an IPA. Now, if you have a moment or an hour, I'd love to tell you about the time that I once voted in a primary, but I didn't actually vote in a primary. But the funny thing is, Phil, I voted in a primary, but it wasn't actually a primary. But here's the thing about the primary. Did you know that the primary, which dates back to the times when they started doing primaries, and then everybody else started going, why can't I vote in the primary with the primary? And you're a primary and I'm a primary. But then everybody's like, no, the thing about the primary, I don't want to vote in a primary, but I do want to vote in a primary. So
you can't.
And here's the thing, but no, can I finish? The primary, because I vote with the left and the right and the up and the down. And, and then yesterday I went to Chick-fil-A. And, I don't think spicy chicken sandwich is as bad as they say it is.
Welcome, one and all, to the KOE Nation, folks, for a very... Yeah. So I figured I needed to get into some of that, and we're gonna get into some more just horsing around. This was, I think, a year or two ago. Let's see, when was this? Nope, not what I was after, actually. Wrong. Here we go. Oh, I'm looking for, where's Tony's? There we go. Special delivery. Found it. As you all know, I am not a fan of gin. Tony knows this. And because of this, he likes to fuck with me endlessly on it. So I was doing a live stream out at the mill, which is about 3 miles away from his house. And because I didn't have any gin, Tony stopped and made a very special exception for me. Didn't get him. But without further ado, this is Tony trolling me relentlessly with gin. And we're getting into the Christmas season because, folks, we're in the Christmas season now. Get ready for it. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Gin delivery!
What kind is it? Oh, wait, what the fuck? There's not even a label. What is this, bathtub gin?
Oh, it's an old Wild Turkey rye label bottle, so I had to wipe it
Oh,
up.
so there's some good in there still.
This is, no, that's long gone.
What kind of?
It's gin.
Oh, that's gin.
I got a big bottle, and I kept half of it, and then I put the rest of it in this one for you.
What the fuck? What is it? Well, I need to know. I want to review it.
Okay, I'll
Happy
review it with
Thanksgiving,
you later.
Justin. We're talking Okay, son of a. Well, since you're here, you got no good nerdy. Well, why don't you tell the folks who you are and where they can find you?
Well, I am the non-chill filtered quadruple distilled Tony fucking G, and you can find me on the Dog and Chicken Show most Thursdays, and at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, and on Tony the Raw 2.0 on the TikTok. And I'll join Phil later in my basement to review some great gin.
You fucking ass. Later, T. God damn it. Tony's like one of the only fucking people in all God's creation that knows my secret undisclosed location, Bat Cave. So when he said gin incoming, I'm like, motherfucker. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, God. So, yes, Nolan Richardson, I just got a gin delivery of some mystery gin. Yes. What the fuck? Oh, God damn it. Why? I thought I was safe from gin for a night. But, okay. Truly now, folks, I will take a shot of gin for every subscriber I get on YouTube now.
Just smooths itself out.
Oh, I remember that night. That was fucking brutal. I ended up taking like way too many shots of gin. I promise to refrain. And I did Ralph. I do recall that one was necessary at one point. I recall I went off the air that night, and then I think I Ralphist, and it was necessary. Walraz, the G in Tony G stands for gin. You know, at this point I wouldn't. But yeah, luckily in my mill there is a couch, and so I just passed out right there because I was no condition to do anything. Because I do encourage responsible, gentlemanly drinking. That was the only time that I was ever really actually loopy, but it was for a good cause, folks. But yeah, that's that was some time ago. Now, oh yes, we're gonna play this. Tony and Chicken had Chat GPT write me a song that was in the style of Kurt Cobain about fishermen and gin. Okay, so again, they still love just dogging on me because of the gin, but I actually rose to the occasion on this one. I was actually kind of shocked how well this turned out. So without further ado, let's get into me singing Fisherman and Gin in the style of Kurt Cobain.
A song about fishermen and
Gin.
Fishermen and
gin
in the style of Kurt Cobain. First one. Watch this.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, get to the
Whoa.
get to the first verse.
Yeah. Well, let's just let it
It's
finish
still-
typing.
Holy crap. It is just firing through.
There you go. Ready, Phil?
Let me get my glasses.
I'll zoom in.
Let's say I can't even see. Oh, this is fantastic.
Lynn.
Okay, all right.
Lynn.
Yes, Lynn, you are correct.
Okay.
Yes, Bandit.
sorry, Justin. I just had to take that over real quick.
In the
All right, I
style
got
of
it.
Kurt Cobain, Phil.
Hashtag what the fuck just happened? Yes.
Exactly.
Down by the docks where the water meets the sky, there's a fisherman casting his line, wondering why. Life's a constant struggle, every day's a fight, but he'll never ever give up, he'll keep on fishing all night. Fisherman and gin, they go hand in hand. All at one helps him forget, other helps him stand. Through the storms and the tides, he'll never give in. Fisherman and Jen, his loyal kin. The sea can be cruel, the sea can be kind. It's a fickle mistress, but he doesn't mind. He takes what he can get. He'll never give thanks in return for the bounty of the ocean, for the lesson that he's learned. Fisherman and Jen, they go hand in hand. One helps him forget, the other helps him stand. Through the storm and the tide, he'll never give in. Fisherman and Jen, his loyal kin. Some say he's crazy, some say he's free, but he knows what he wants, he knows what he wants to be. On the edge of the world where the land meets the sea, Fisherman and Jen, his destiny. Fisherman and Jen, they go hand in hand. One helps him forget, the other helps him stand. Through the storms of the tide, he'll never give in. Fisherman and Jen, his loyal kin. Fisherman and Jen, his loyal kin. Fisherman and Jen, until the very end.
And scene.
And see.
Please, for the love of God, can I get this so we can
Yes,
Oh.
good
yes.
description?
Do whatever you want with it.
It's
Do
really
whatever you
good
want with it.
because
Thank you, Nolan, the king of everything, really. That could be what E stands for, but I will settle for just extreme because there's only one king of everything, and it's the author of this particular book, sir. So, but thank you, Walrads, thank you. But yeah, that was just kind of like I had to do that off the cuff. It's like, all right. Kurt Cobain's got a raspy voice. And hello, Tyler. We love you. Hello, everyone. You no good rapscallion ne'er-do-well. So, but Tyler and I, we go way back to a couple of bourbon tournaments ago. But yes, that's that was something we did on Dog and Chicken Show for like 3 months, where we would just have Chat GPT like make up a song for us. Actually, I'm just gonna find the other one. This is one that Chat GPT made about me, actually, none other than moi, the king of eloquence. And it was set to Rah Rah Rasputin. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. So yeah, Chat GPT. And I only kind of stumbled like once or twice rather than swing. I think I said like fring or something like that. But, when you're in the moment, it's more about, especially when you have no instruments to back up, you have to keep in time. And so without further ado, this is Rah Rah Rasputin, but about Phil KOE, written by ChatGPT, and possibly the KOE Nation national anthem. I don't know.
Make a song about Phil KOE being the extreme king set to Rah Rah Rasputin.
All right. Oh my God, it is.
Oh,
No.
this is amazing.
Phil's a fan of
No.
fucking AI all of a sudden. He's like,
Yeah.
it serenades me with song.
Oh my God.
He's the king of extreme. Phil KOE. He's got the moves. He's got the flow. He's always pushing the limits, taking a risk. And when it comes to extreme, he's hard to miss. Phil KOE, the king of extreme. He's got the passion. He's got the swing. He's always pushing, always striving to be the best and keep surviving. He's got the heart of a champion, never quit. When he's in the zone, he's a perfect fit. He's always on the edge, never slowing down. When he takes the stage, he owns the crowd. Phil KOE, the king of extreme. He's got the passion, he's got the swing. He's always pushing, always striving to be the best and keep surviving. He's got the moves, he's got the style. He's always going the extra mile. Phil KOE, the king of extreme. He's got the power. He's got the fring. Phil KOE, the king of extreme. He's got the passion. He's got the swing. He's always pushing, always driving to be the best and keep surviving. Phil KOE, the king of extreme. He's got the spirit. He's got the zing. And when it comes to being extreme, he is the one who reigns supreme. Greatest song ever written. ChatGPT for president. Oh my God. This is amazing.
Wow.
This
Coming to a TikTok
I-
video and
I-
shorts and reels near you.
I am in love. ChatGPT. I love thee. I mean, like,
now we need that love music going here.
oh. Yep. So that's just some of the fun I was having with that. Like, it took me the one verse, and then the chorus to really get the swing on that one, but that was just too much fun. Now, because I got it pulled up, we're gonna do something slightly serious, but not too serious. Then we're gonna get into a gift exchange between me, Tony, and Chicken, just because I want to. But this is a real quick reading of me going over the Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln. Everybody thought this was going to be a really long speech, and in reality, it was a 2-minute speech. So without further ado, the Gettysburg Address. Because you know what? This is my show, and we're going to have some fun tonight. And there's no real definitive way that we're going tonight. We're just going to have fun.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world here will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
The Gettysburg Address. It was a very short speech. They expected that one to be like, a standard political speech of the day, at least 25 to 30, 45 minutes. Nope. 2 minutes. Impactful. Now, there's two ways of looking at that, because the preacher's preacher, Charles Spurgeon, he's sometimes called the Prince of Preachers. Usually his sermons were anywhere from about 43 to 45 minutes. That was generally his span. And that was how he could break down, give expository exaltation, and really impart the meaning of the scripture to you. And so there's something to be said for long form presentation. But Edgar Allan Poe put it best, where you have to have poems that a poem can't be too long. Otherwise, it's impossible for it to cause a deep feeling within you, because that was the purpose of poetry. It was words that cause a feeling within you. And that's successful in good poetry. Now, before we move on to the gift exchange, because I want to, we're going to play me reciting some Shakespeare from Julius Caesar. This is Mark Antony's speech right after Caesar has been assassinated and Mark Antony is addressing the crowd. Now, I'm also doing something with the pocket square. I got a little rag right here, but with the pocket square, I'm doing something called, it's a Japanese stage art called ragako, where you have just a fan and a handkerchief. And with that, you act like you're on the phone, or basically the handkerchief was all of my props. It was Caesar's will. It was Caesar's cloak. It was everything. So if you can follow that, if you can follow my amateur attempt at ragako, then you can really enjoy this particular performance of the Mark Antony speech from Julius Caesar. This is "Friends, Romans, lend me your ears." Yeah, very famous piece of Shakespeare. So without further ado, let me know how I did. Countrymen, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do live after them, the good is oft inferred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievous has Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did fill the general coffers. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor had cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the leper call, I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What caused you to withhold to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. Yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who, you all know, are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, that I will wrong such honorable men. But here, a parchment, the seal of Caesar, Found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. But let the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for their memory, and dying mention it within their wills. Bequeath it as a rich legacy unto their issue. Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. It is not meet to you to know how Caesar loves you. You are not wood, you are not stone, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs, for you should, oh, what come of it? Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I've o'ershot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it. You compel me then to read the will, and make a ring about the corpse of Caesar, and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend? And will you give me leave? If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all don't know this mantle. I remember the first time Caesar ever put it on. 'Twas a summer's evening in his tent. The day overcame the nervii. Look at this place. Ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and he plucked his cursed steel away. Mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushed out the doors to be resolved. If Brutus so unkindly knocked, oh no, for Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angels. Judge, oh God, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitors' arms, quite vanquished him, and then burst his mighty heart, and in his mantle muffled up his face, even at the base of Pompey's strata, to which while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall there was, my countrymen! Then I, you, and all us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, you weep, and I perceive you fell the dint of pity. These are gracious drops, kind soul. What? Weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vestial. Look ye here! Here he is, marred as you see with traitors. Stay, countrymen. Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. These that have done these deeds are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not. That made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator, as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man that loved his friend, and that they know full well that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit nor words nor worth, action nor utterance nor power of speech to stir men's bloods. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves know. Show your sweet Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak to me. But were I Brutus and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirit and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny. You hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak. My friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell them. You have forgot the will I told you of. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal, every Roman citizen he gives, every several man, 75 drachmas. Hear me with patience. Moreover, he has left you his walks, his private arbors, and new planted orchards on this side River Tiber. He has left them you and your heirs for ever common pleasures, to walk abroad and recreate yourself. Here was Caesar, when comes such another? Ah, yes. So, that was something I really enjoyed doing. And, truth be told, like, that was said on the heels of, I believe, if my timeline's correct, I recorded that not too terribly long after my brother died. And there was just a few lines there that like really hit home. And so it was that speech always has a very special place in my heart, because like I won't get into that right now. We're having us a good time, so we won't get into that at the moment. But without further ado, let's get into the gift exchange between me, Tony, and Chicken. Let's see, what year was this? Share. This was recorded 11 months ago. So this was last year's gift exchange. So, all righty. Without further ado, let's get right into this, folks. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Welcome, one and all, to the.
I'm actually a little annoyed that worked as well as it did without even saying we were going to do
that.
Yeah,
it just happened. Sorry, folks. Yeah. Welcome, one and all, to the KOE Nation. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. God bless every last one of you, folks. It is glorious, glorious Christmas Day, and we are here to celebrate amongst you've celebrated with family, and now it's time to get together with friends here, folks, because we have a yearly tradition here at the KOE Nation, a tradition that one I want to keep going for as long as at least two of the three of us are still walking around, and that is the yearly gift exchange. And so it started off as just kind of like silly things that we kind of gave each other jokingly. And then it kind of started snowballing. And it's kind of kept snowballing.
And now it's a thing.
And it's a thing. And it's like, I'm kind of a little worried every year walking into this, like what's going to happen. And now this is also the year where there's another tradition that happens. It's the year that I find out what gin I'm probably going to be drinking for the rest of the year. So this is definitely.
God, thank God you reminded me, because I almost forgot about that.
Oh, thanks.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Almost, but thanks.
Good job. Thanks.
Boy, you would have gotten out of here without a bottle. I'm not kidding. I forgot that was over there. Shit.
Beautiful.
So
cell phone.
So folks,
self-own, not cell phone.
So folks, as you can see,
where's your phone?
In my pocket.
This season is always bitter sweet. Oh God. So
should we just rip that Band-Aid off first, since that you already ruined it?
Well, no.
Let's save that for last. Now the audience
that can't be the last.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna kick it off.
We're gonna start off with our gifts for Tony.
Oh God.
Then we're gonna go to Chicken, and then we'll go to me. So all right. So Tony G, we're gonna start off with something that Chicken and I got for you.
Okay.
Like, I got this very early in the year, and I've sat on it for a very long time, and you have no idea how difficult this was for me to not screw the pooch. And I've alluded to it a few different times in ways that you don't even know.
Oh no.
And I've edited those out. throughout the year, so and I'm going to put them right here. But folks,
Because these are both, honest to God, just so good.
It's a little foreshadowing. There's more 101 in the future, folks. You will see.
There is.
So, folks, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But, folks, as I've been
Oh wow.
now,
Wow.
Tony, this is a bottle that you didn't even know how much you wanted.
Oh shit. All right. All right.
Give this a shot. So,
my-
as you can see, my expert wrapping
It's
abilities.
even my own box.
Yes.
All right. It's in a box. A
Yep,
box
yep.
in a box.
Just and now.
Oh fuck me running. Oh god. God.
You gotta show the camera. They don't know what it is.
I don't
yet.
care. They don't have to know.
It's Wild Turkey 101 12
Oh
year.
my god. Oh. I'm speechless.
When I went to go, like, here's
Oh
when
my god.
when I went to go get the Brenheim barrel proof, that's when I got this. So that's like back in March.
Holy shit. You
So-
found this in a store?
No, I had to find this.
Holy
okay?
crap.
I had to, like in college, I had to meet a guy. Okay, like it was
Don't tell us any more about that story, Phil.
Yeah.
because they don't import this in the United States.
Oh my god.
So people have to go internationally, bring it back, and then that's the only way that you can get it here stateside.
Oh my I'm speechless. You went above and beyond, gentlemen. I'm
Well,
in awe. Thank you so very, very much.
I don't know about above and beyond. 'cause
Holy crap.
Tony,
Well, I'm glad you like it. See,
I do. I
Tony,
don't tear up.
this has been probably
Oh,
one of the tougher years
oh god.
in our conjoined relationship.
Oh god.
I've been a little extra of a dick this year.
no, what? I don't believe you, chicken. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Was I holstering that one a little
And
hard?
there may have been days where I could feel Tony reaching through Messenger to punch me in the dick a few times. So to try to make up for the extra dickiness,
Oh fuck.
Got
Oh,
you another.
Even wrapped.
and my wife wrapped it. Thanks, Mrs.
and it's a
Chicken.
beautiful wrap job. I've never seen anything better. With string and everything.
Yeah, she twined
oh
it.
my
and everything.
god.
Actually, fucking ribbon. And She
Wow.
went all out.
Jesus. All right.
She made it so you can't open it. You
Yeah.
need a knife.
Nope, nope. It pulls off the side like a thong.
Giggity.
Okay. I'll set that off the side. It's very pretty. Might want to reuse it. Okay. Try not to ruin the.
How Midwesterners open Christmas.
Yes,
presents.
yes, gotta save the
You might
paper.
want to reuse that.
Yeah. You never know. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god, gentlemen.
So yeah,
Redbreast PX. Oh fuck. My cup runneth over.
yeah, that's sort of chickens like. I'm sorry.
I'm
But
sorry.
also,
I'm-
just Merry Christmas tea.
Oh my
You
god.
got
I'm
Redbreast PX and Wild Turkey 12, and
I
see,
promise I won't blend these. And
do you
we'll
know,
be
like,
drinking these.
This was as hard to keep a
You have
secret
no
from
idea.
you as when me and your wife were conspiring to let you know we were going to the Royal Rumble. Like, this was tough.
Oh man, this is a bottle I've actually had to hold myself away from buying.
Yeah, when I saw
Yeah.
that
You know,
one,
I was holding this, and you know how my buffet at the house has
Yeah.
those two side wood doors. That's where I was keeping this. I'm like, no, Tony, don't go in there. You
Okay.
don't
Okay.
need nothing in there. You just you look elsewhere. 'Cause, yeah, the minute you're like, we're reviewing this right now, like, yeah, like no, you gotta
Oh.
wait like another half
So-
year.
so the history with Irish whiskey and Tony,
Oh.
like I found Red Spot, and then I found Blue Spot,
Oh my god.
and I
he's
bought them,
just-
and I didn't give them to him because I'm an asshole.
Well, no, you just had a great run.
I was
there.
having quite a run.
Yeah, you had an awesome run.
And I found this PX sherry cask in another bottle, and I posted it for these guys. I was like, wow, which one should I get? Because I really couldn't afford both of them because Jesus Christ, sometimes it's a bit much.
Indeed.
And Tony's like, well, I'd go with the PX. And I was like, well, okay. He just picked it out for himself and he doesn't even know it yet. Oh, I had to grab it
Oh.
because
So
My God, gentlemen,
Merry Christmas to you.
thank you so very much.
sir.
We'll hug later and then do stuff off camera that you won't get to see.
yeah, that's
Well,
that's
you
can pay
exclusive
for it.
OnlyFans content.
You can
okay?
pay.
I seriously, gentlemen, thank you so much. This is incredible.
I kind of figured you were. So now, Tony,
Yeah.
now we shift
Holy
to
crap.
Tony, your good friend Chicken, who's, he's been
Extra.
there through and through.
So this is one I'm excited to give you, but not as excited as the next thing. But let's start off with this because this is one I have a feeling once you realize what it is, you'd be like, motherfucker, you son of a bitch.
It's gonna take a minute.
Oh, fucking sweet.
I
Buffalo Trace kosher.
Phil doesn't even know this, but I actually talked to you about this
Yep,
bottle
I
and
do
then told
remember
you,
that.
oh golly, I can't even get a hold of it. That's a shame. But
Is it-
being a Buffalo Trace aficionado such as yourself, I figured this was only as
I'm drinking out of
appropriate.
my favorite cup.
This was one I didn't expect to ever be able to come by to get, but man, when it finally got the chance, like, yeah, this has gotta come home to one of us. And I figured this was
Beautiful.
appropriate.
That's
That is
fucking awesome.
gorgeous.
The rye recipe Buffalo Trace kosher.
Now, Chicken,
That is gorgeous.
I want you to remember that Redbreast PX Sherry cask when we give you this next gift here.
I do.
Am I gonna want to take it back?
No,
No, because
yes.
a little, but at the same time,
a little.
but at the same time, I feel like you are narcissistic as much as we are to a certain degree, to the point where you might actually love this too. So,
I probably will.
without further ado, I'm going to need you to go ahead and earmuff
Yep.
your eyes.
Yep.
All right.
Oh no. Oh no.
Phil, why don't you just hold that real quick
Oh God.
for the camera?
Can the camera see it?
Yep, the camera could see it. All right, go ahead.
That's fucking amazing. I haven't seen the full one. This is fucking great. It's going above my bed. My wife's gonna hate it. I love it.
When your wife gets home, yeah, have this above the bed.
Right above the headboard.
Yeah, it's moving to the man cave real quick, but yeah, when she gets home, honey, no, you just sit downstairs and you just wait. What the fuck? Like, yeah.
That is fucking amazing.
I didn't even know. Like, I'm just dicking around. Like, oh yeah, this works so well. Like, Phil, I have an idea.
Hold on, there's a glare. I'm get it closer to the screen there. That's so fucking tall. Like it's huge.
Yeah, you gotta put this over your fucking.
Yeah. My wife is gonna be so fucking lost tomorrow when I come home. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's the Mona chicken.
It worked too well.
It's the Mona chicken.
I was
Yeah.
when I got done making that, I'm like, oh God, what have I done?
My eyes are so beautiful. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay.
Oh God, that's fantastic.
Outdid yourselves, gentlemen.
Uh,
That was fucking beautiful. I love that.
And then that's the point where the kid, until you go, all right, that's it. Like, oh. All right.
all right, since I forgot to grab this
Yeah.
earlier.
You know me too well that you made that you're a narcissist like we are. You're gonna probably love this. Yeah, I fucking love that.
I love that your first thought is I'm putting this above my bed. I'm like, yeah, do that before the wife gets home. Just wait. Like, dude, record that on your phone. Make it
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Like,
we might
what
have to.
the fuck?
She's gonna fucking hate me.
Well, Phil, since you
Oh,
alluded to it,
oh no. No.
Oh yes.
No, you son of a.
you had to have one bottle, and I figured nothing but the best, but Phil KOE private stock gin finished in a bourbon cask. Since you are a bourbon lover, there it is.
Bourbon gin. What
Gin
could go
bourbon.
wrong?
Like you're moving up.
That's all we got.
Fuck you. That was Phil's Joker moment. Where it's like
the world's about to burn.
like Jim finishing a bourbon cast. That was great. Just, like guys,
I mean,
I must say from the bottom of my heart, you really shouldn't. Okay, like you really should.
somebody had to drink it.
All right.
All right.
But drink this instead, and I think you'll feel better.
Okay, man.
I hope. This is for pain. I hope this is for pleasure.
Okay. That is ridiculous. Why? You guys can really stop this
No,
tradition at
that
a time?
has
No,
to
that's a
continue.
thing now.
It's just a thing.
Kind of like this is a thing. Like that's
This
a
is
thing now.
I
a
almost forgot
box.
about that
Hey,
goddamn bottle.
nice.
I cannot believe I almost forgot about the gin bottle. Thank
It's
you for
curtain
reminding me.
rod twisted cage fight. Hey,
Yay!
thank you. Just like I always wanted.
Now you can hang a curtain behind you at your bar when you're making videos, so the light's not glaring through your
Ooh.
shades. Yeah, that's
Not a
what
bad idea.
That works.
Interesting.
I'm quietly critiquing KOE Nation videos.
Hells yeah. Heaven's Door 10-year, motherfuckers. Thank you.
I think that'll be.
That'll probably be an entrance into the tournament.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking. I think this is going to be
Probably,
one of
yeah.
those
Fuck
bottles
yeah.
that does
Okay.
very well.
Okay. I was just looking at one of these at the liquor store the other day thinking, maybe, but no. So, gentlemen, thank you.
Well, if it's not exactly to your liking and you want to change it a bit, this might help with that.
But wait,
There's more. Oh, you sons of bitches. Oh, you double sons of bitches. Oh, fuck. Lord Phil, KOE Nation. That's what it says right there on the front of the barrel. And it's got it's literally what they call it, the bung hole.
I've been waiting for him to say bunghole all night.
Yep, it's got a literal bung hole here. Oh, gentlemen.
And it works. I run some water through it to make sure it didn't leak. It does work, and it is ready for aging. Now,
Oh, gentlemen.
I don't know what we want to try to age first, but
Something. I don't know
probably not that.
why. No.
But-
Anything.
He'll love it then.
I mean, if you want it double finished in an oak barrel, I was thinking maybe one of those like cheap bourbons that we didn't like.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, you've got several that we didn't love. I figured, this is a
You know
great
what,
opportunity to change
This
that.
is marvelous.
I figured this would look really
Like,
nice on the bar.
I was about to say, on the bar for presentation purposes, this is
Yeah,
going right
We
there.
should get some of those little white dog, Buffalo Trace white dogs.
God,
I've
that's
got the
exactly
weed at
what
my
I was
house
thinking.
right now. I was thinking about doing that. but
Yeah,
problem is, I
that.
like that as is. So
I do
I
too.
don't know. Like that's
guess we'll have to get more.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
so, gentlemen. Something that says Lord Phil and KOE Nation on it, like
You can't go wrong.
it's like
Yeah.
you know me. It's
Yeah.
like you know me. It's like, well, okay. Does it involve Phil in some way? And that's all you need. Guys, this is great. I got me an entrant in the well, we'll have to review it first.
Okay.
But we've got interestingly
I
enough.
think it's got
I think
the
that's gonna
mash bill on
be
the side over here. too.
Surprisingly delicious.
Over 20% rye in the mash bill, non-charcoal mellow. This bourbon is unlike anything you've ever had from Tennessee before because it's really bourbon, Tony.
It is Tennessee bourbon,
It
like
is
all the other
Tennessee
Tennessee
bourbon,
whiskey.
straight bourbon whiskey, which you will not find on a bottle of Jack Daniels, strangely enough.
Oh,
because
no.
they were too afraid
So
to
it's like,
admit it
oh,
on the
shit.
label.
Like,
for some
oh,
reason.
great. We have
Wait,
to.
is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn it! I was hoping to fucking
No.
change the subject and make
No.
a different argument.
No, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Jack Daniels is not bourbon. These are both facts.
Well, you were half right. Then you ruined it.
Oh, so you don't think Die Hard's a Christmas
I know
movie?
it's a
Weird.
Christmas movie.
So, folks, this very Merry Christmas. Also, let us know in the comments what you think. Is Jack Daniels bourbon or not? It's not. So, folks, God bless every last one of you. Thank
They're
you for
cute
joining
together.
us.
You have no idea how hard it was not to immediately send that out. Like, what, I was like, oh my God, Phil, look, I have an idea and I just want to share it, but I can't. It has to
But-
wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, all that being said, gentlemen, thank you. This is
Yes,
fucking
Absolutely.
nuts.
yes, thank you. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Gentlemen. You've
And folks,
outdone yourselves.
I hope all of you at home have a very Merry Christmas. And let me just say,
Oh, we ain't
folks,
done
We're
yet.
here
We
by
got
the
more to go.
Yuletide Christmas tree and/or fireplace and/or sleigh bells and/or Santa's
whatever we
workshop,
put back there,
whatever
but
happens
folks,
to be there.
all through the night. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah, I am not letting the wife know about that. She has to work Monday morning. I am gonna. Dude, I should put it on the fireplace. Like, I should get
Yes.
my big fucking 12-foot ladder and like hang it way up high on the fireplace.
Oh God.
See, my son will be like,
Oh, you have to
Dad?
fucking video that. Oh my God.
even Riker will be like, the fuck, Dad.
You have to video that.
Dad,
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And then it's gonna be in every goddamn background I ever do from now on.
I wish I had the
so
list of what was
Tony,
in that.
is there anything else you want to review tonight?
We don't have anything
Hmm.
left to review.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's nothing we can possibly think of.
anything else.
Maybe it was really off
It's
putting.
pretty funny. We're like, yeah, that's all we got you, Phil.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
night.
All that being said,
Oh,
should have been the one like just like the saddest. All that being said,
said.
all that being said, zoom up single tier.
On the 5th day of Christmas.
Well, you guys had me fucking worried.
Fucking right.
You guys had me worried on that one. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what the fuck could this be?
We found your long lost illegitimate child.
Yeah.
Say hello.
She's beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna hit the record button.
Oh, that was a bit much. That was great. That was awesome. I loved that. Chick's like, oh, what are we about to find? Like, hey, we found your long lost. Wow. That was a great one. It also gave me a chance to check on the wife and child and help get the baby swaddled for the night. And he just got done feeding, so he's doing great, actually. He's doing great. This is, you got to realize, digitally speaking, this is my first time kind of getting out into the world at all. So y'all are some of the first people I've talked to in a while. But now we're going to switch up to something, again, just fun. And it's a video that I really enjoyed making. I enjoyed editing. And it never quite got its just due. And so we're going to give it a little bit more due here. And this is a 10-year bourbon matchup between Rip Van Winkle, 10-year, Eagle Rare, 10-year, Henry McKenna, 10-year, Widow Jane, 10-year, Russ, and Russell's 10-year, and several other 10-year bourbons, because this is just such a great video that I enjoyed so much. So let's rock. Welcome, one and all, to the KOE Nation for the long anticipated 10-year bourbon matchup of extreme to find out what is the 10-year aged bourbon for you, for me, for everybody within all sundry. It is I, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, and this evening with you beautiful people, the Baron of 10-year bourbon. And I am joined by my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only,
your Big Buckin' Emperor. Chicken, find me YouTube, Facebook, Big Buckin' Empire.
And also the one, the only.
I'm bottled in bond ×2. I'm quadruple distilled. I'm non-chill filtered. I'm non-coppa friendly. I'm finished in sherry, rum, and Cabernet sometimes, but not really. Mostly more of an Olisor of sherry. And once in a while, a Chardonnay if I'm feeling frisky. Anyway, I'm Tony fucking G. Like,
It's not
share,
the
subscribe.
flavors I got.
Tony the Rod 2.0. You know, everybody's palate's different. This is going to be a lot of fun. 10 years of bourbon.
Yes, we've got some of the heavy hitters and some of the very available and everything in between.
They're all
in the
heavy
10-year
hitters, in my
bourbon.
opinion.
Yes, in my opinion, these are all pretty good bourbons, except for, well, one of them. But we'll get into that.
Too,
But
actually.
folks, yes. But this is the time where we get together, because we don't get together all that often, gentlemen. And I figured this is a perfect time for the 10-year matchup, where we put Bullet 10-year, good, reliable Bullet, Russell's 10-year, the unknown
This is a fresh crack.
Widow Jane, aged 10-year, New American Oak
I've been
barrels.
curious about this one.
Yep.
Where's that from?
Okay. The bourbon is apparently sourced in Kentucky,
Okay.
but then
Could be Barton, could be.
Yeah.
let's just reviving the lost art of marrying the finest whiskeys. Widow Jane 10-year-old is our signature bourbon, hand assembled in Brooklyn using the richest and rarest straight bourbons, only ever in 5-barrel batches,
Hopefully Four
not-
Roses.
non-chill filtered, and proofed with our own mineral water from the legendary Rosedale mines of New York.
Water
we-
makes a difference.
We deliver
Yes.
a whiskey unique in its intensity and complexity, and they only proof it down to 91 proof,
Okay.
45.5. So
Okay.
a
it's
little weak.
so they take 5-barrel batches and they create a very unique product here, because pure limestone mineral water from the legendary Rosedale mines of New York. So that's apparently
Sounds pretty cool.
a
actually.
pretty big deal.
Yeah. This
Sounds
a
great.
little gimmicky, but no, I'm interested.
No, I like
Yeah,
it. I like
because
drink.
like Chicken said, water is the backbone of any whiskey.
Exactly.
Then we've got, of course, Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year.
My God, yes.
I mean,
Please God.
we've got it, so we've got to include it.
Everybody's
Calm down. It's
Well, hey, this is going to be in a blind flight, so that remains to be seen.
everybody's favorite.
Eagle Rare. Folks
Somehow.
love this stuff. They just love it, but is what it is. And then
Another one.
Jafar, he's our man. If he can't do it, great. Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Tell us
Henry
what you really
McKenna, 10-year bottled in bond.
The Eagle Rare of Heaven Hill.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's a great way of putting it. The Eagle Rare of Heaven Hill.
Yep.
So,
Except
folks.
for Eagle Rare's retail is still easily findable.
Oh, so what we're gonna do here, folks, is
Did you hit this?
no. I told them we there. I hit them, but what we're gonna do here, folks, is we're gonna grade these whiskeys on a 6, 5, 4, 3,
Oh, wow.
2, and 1 point must system. Each whiskey must be given one of these. Your favorite will be given 6 points, your least favorite 1 point. And we're going to do this in a flight. Now, gentlemen, unfortunately, you two are going to have to clear out here, so I'm afraid we got to Wayne's World this.
All right.
Whoa! Wow, editing magic. So now each of these whiskeys have been assigned to a letter. We've got whiskey A, B, C, D, E, and F. Anywho,
We get it. We get it. The audience might
Yep.
get it.
I might have it displayed somewhere here on screen what it is exactly that we're drinking here. Tony loves my displays. It's his favorite. So,
Probably here. Or
Yep.
there.
or maybe a little down
There.
here. I don't know. Like, it just depends on.
Probably some on my left shoulder.
Yep.
right.
Like your hat's perfect. It's so yes.
Let's drink whiskey.
All right. So, like I said, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 point must system.
All right, I like it.
Let's start off with Whiskey A, gentlemen.
Hey,
Hey.
light nose.
Yeah, kind of boring. I think I already know what it is.
I kind of have a feeling what it is, but I don't want to.
All righty.
I was gonna
Okay.
say this is McKenna 10. I'm just saying it.
It's either McKenna 10 or Eagle Rare.
No, Eagle Rare's got.
I think this is Eagle Rare.
No, this isn't.
Well, Slanjiva, folks.
Cheers.
That's Eagle Rare.
No,
Okie.
I'm sticking with my original decision.
I think
Okay, we will see at the end here, folks.
I'm
Which
just going to make a little note. I think that's the ER.
okay, okay.
I'm probably
I've
wrong.
got the I got the cheat sheet right here, and I've done my best to forget what these all are. And I
So
know,
Tony and I are blind, obviously. if we
yes,
haven't
yes.
stated that yet.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're drinking. I did all this while they stepped out front for a moment. Now, let's take up Whiskey B.
Skippy.
Need to wash out that.
Little. Pretty soft. Actually. Really, really, really soft. This is the McKenna 10.
Hmm.
You might be right.
I know I'm right.
This is, yeah, lamer nose. Then
I'm. It is hotter though than the previous.
oh no, this isn't.
Yeah, this is the McKenna 10.
So, big fan. Big fans all
It's
around.
not. I'm not like. I don't hate it. I don't hate it by any means. Like it's decent.
All right.
That's just
well,
not like that would not be my go-to.
Gentlemen, moving on to Whiskey C.
Instantly better nose.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I'm guessing about a 90. Well, wait a minute. 90.
There's like a chocolatey.
There's a. Yeah, it's like a drizzle.
Chocolatey drizzle with kind of a.
Mhm. Okay. I don't know what that
A
is,
spice sting.
but I like it.
I like that. That's good.
I'm guessing about a 90 proof on that.
We shall see. We shall see.
That's my guess on this. I'm not going to guess a brand,
Okay.
but
That's my favorite so far.
yeah, hands down. I agree. On to D.
Yes.
All right.
That's what she said.
Interesting nose.
This has an egg smell.
Like cooked eggs. Is that what you're thinking?
Like, yeah.
Like
Fri-
fried eggs.
Fried, scrambled. Yeah.
Over easy.
Yeah, they're. It's a mistake.
I was about to say I did smell like a butter,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like breakfast
But
butter.
yeah, exactly.
Well, gentlemen,
Indeed. Wait a minute now. That's light.
with some cinnamon.
There is a cinnamon finish, but before that, I get graham cracker.
I'm getting toast. Cinnamon sugar toast.
Yeah, it is. It's a breakfast. There's a breakfast quality here.
More on the cinnamon.
That's pleasant. That's really pleasant. I can't bitch about that at all.
Interesting.
If I'm probably wrong.
Russells or
I was gonna say yeah, exactly. If I was gonna guess, it's one of those two. I'm gonna say the Russells just for that.
I'm not.
I'm just making little guesses.
All righty. Well, we move on to E.
All right.
Hmm.
More floral, sharper.
I don't get much out of this.
There's a floral perfume flat nose here.
A simple sweetness.
Very simple. That's not. I don't recognize that. I'm gonna guess that's the Widow Jane.
I'm just.
If I were guessing, I'd say that's the rare.
I think that's the Widow Jane.
Then we move on to F.
It's floral, but it's sweet. All right, F it is. Wait a minute.
I like this nose.
Wait a minute.
Mm-mm.
Well, one of them's the Pappy. And I haven't recognized it yet.
I remember the last time we had Pappy, it didn't blow us away.
Well,
Yeah. But you also got to keep in mind this one's had some time to sit in the bottle,
True.
past the shoulder.
we're good. Yeah.
I do like the nose on this. It's subtle. It's a little oily. It's not super buttery.
I think this is the bullet.
See on the taste.
I'm almost definitely wrong. Bullet.
Oh man.
So we had to go back.
That might.
Let's
you
start
might be
at
right. I think
C
that might
and
be
go
the
back,
bullet.
and then go to A, B last.
That's
I think that might be the bullet. You might be right.
okay. I think I have it. I don't know why I'm trying to guess what each one is, but I did.
Well, when we get to the reveal, we're going to see
You'll
what
get
you
one of
guess.
them right.
And
I'm going to have at least 1 out of 6 right.
all right, let's start at C again, gentlemen. I guess really at this point, it's a little bit of a free for all, but I'm starting at C if you want to
No,
come along
we'll
with me.
follow suit.
Yeah, I already put my order of what I thought was my
Okay.
favorite, the least favorite. So I'm just going to go down my line
Okay.
and see if I want to read.
I was about to say this is to determine what is the 10-year bourbon of extreme, sir.
So if I had to guess. Okay.
So basically, what I'm doing is I'm starting with my favorite so far, and then I'm going to work backwards. And was anything better than that? That's my new standard. I really enjoyed that.
I think it's either that or that.
I'll be honest with you guys, I kind of forgot what some of these were
Good,
that
good.
I've poured.
I can't
So
imagine why. There's only 6 of them.
I was about to say,
Oh god, that's really comparable. C and F.
C and F? Okay.
I think F might be a little spicier. I think F might be. Again,
Oh shit, you're right. They are.
I think F is right here. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's bullet 10.
that
damn.
spice at the end, it's so bullet.
Let me get that. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not gonna need that cap.
Now D, God, if there was a bullet rye, I'd say D is like a bullet rye. I don't know which one of these high ram.
So let me go back to D. Ooh, nutty. Ooh, wait a minute.
I don't know if that
There's a
one-
nuttiness on D that I didn't get before.
E might be moving down my list after trying that because it's not nearly as good as my top three.
I'm done. I've selected what's what.
I'm kind of
Oh
torn.
wow, that tastes like shit all of a sudden. What is that?
Don't tell me which one.
Ooh. All right, I need to balance that.
I really like that one. Okay, so that one's up there.
I just went from what I thought was my top three originally, which I'm still there, in the same order. Then I dropped to E, which I'm like, it's not terrible. It just left me unpleasant. Then I dropped to this one, and I was like, what the hell?
Is that D?
I am down to B.
Okay.
B is the one I have in question of like, is this any good?
So many of these. Okay. Yeah. that one's-
Well, okay, actually, that one came out better. I must have just had a moment because I actually like that.
Okay. So it's on.
Tony's.
It's more floral than I love.
So have you laid out your points yet, sir?
Almost there.
Yeah. Now, folks, this point system, it can be brutal, but it actually gets the data that you need. What should you put your dollars towards?
Sticking with my gut, I got mine in order here. So
I'm almost there. I'm almost
we're
there.
giving points.
Yes.
1 is best.
No, 6 is best. 1 is worst.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm torn on.
That is right, I'm torn.
Wow. Hmm.
Yes. Who will emerge? Because this has been interesting. Because we've had a lot of these, but it's been a while since we've had a lot of
Okay.
these.
I'm good.
Pencil down.
Pencil down.
I'm almost there. I'm sorry.
All right. Sheesh, Tony. No, I'm kidding. Hey, this is tough.
Now that's with me going through it 2 times. I did it my first time. I only made a couple of arrangements, but
Oopsie daisies. Yeah, well, it was A.
I think I actually had it. Yeah, A was. It was
Had better.
I'm done.
All righty.
I'm done.
Pencils down. All right.
Pencil.
This is
Oh,
what it is.
yeah.
I'm not changing now.
This
This is
is
my knee-jerk reaction, my gut reaction. I gotta stay true.
the reveal. Okay, Whiskey A. What do you guys think Whiskey A was?
Eagle Rare.
I had McKenna on A.
That is Eagle Rare.
Nailed it!
Whiskey B was McKenna.
Fucking nailed it! 2 for 2.
All right. Whiskey 3 or C.
Pappy.
Rip Van Winkle.
Yes!
Wow.
Whiskey D.
Russell's 10.
No.
Damn it!
Widow Jane.
Really? Okay.
Whiskey E.
I had Widow Jane for that, so obviously.
Nope. That is Bullet.
Really?
And-
I had Bullet 10 for F.
F was Russell's 10.
Okay.
So Tony, I'm going to hand it off to you as the, and I'll even
Okay.
give you my fancy pen.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, chicken
This is actually
I had the first 3.
for Whiskey A. What did you have?
1.
I gave it 2 points.
So that was
All right.
Eagle.
So 1, and Phil gave it 2. That gives it a total of 3. I also gave it 1.
1. So that gives it a total of 4
4
points.
That's Eagle Rare.
Eagle
Yep.
Rare.
Eagle Rare made 4 whole points. I'm a real boy. Okay.
Sure it
Sure
is.
you are.
B. Henry McKenna. What'd you give it?
2.
2. I gave it 1 point.
I gave it 3.
Okay then. Goodness
That
gracious.
gives us 6.
6 points. Let's see.
Good job, McKenna. Like,
Whiskey C.
Rip Van Winkle.
What'd you give it?
10.
I gave it 6.
6.
Oh shit!
I gave it 5.
1, 2, 3.
11.
So 5 and 6 makes it 11. I give it 6.
No fucking way.
I think that's your winner.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be some pretty like.
That's 17.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get above
There's
that.
no
I
way.
don't- I
Oh my
don't think-
god.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
can't believe that did it.
Well, for completionist's sake,
Yeah,
let's hit
wow.
D. What did you give it?
D is Widow Jane.
I gave it a 4.
Yep.
Damn, all right. 2, 3, 4.
I gave it a 3.
1, 2, 3. And I gave it 4.
Respectable. Respectable.
11.
Yeah. D.
E.
Uh,
E.
Oh, E.
E. I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 6. I love Bullet 10. It's just, it just speaks to me. It's the ultimate mixer.
E, I gave. Oh my god, I gave 2. That sucks because I love that stuff.
Apparently not.
No, I do. I really do. Also 11.
Now F.
F, I gave a 5.
F, I gave 4.
I also gave 5.
So that one was probably a close second if I had to guess. So
14. Yeah, second.
from
Wow.
bottom up, what was each whiskey?
Wow. I'm a little shocked. Bottom up, the lowest scoring. No fucking surprise. Eagle Rare. I'm sorry, people. What is it that you love about this shit?
It's
don't get it.
Buffalo Trace that they aged 10 years. They should have just sold it before they aged it.
This has been consensus blind multiple times. This is all hype. It's all the packaging. This is not as good as you think it is.
This is bourbon for people who don't know what allocated bourbon is.
There you go. There's
Yep.
better shit. Yeah, get it off the fucking table.
Yep. Now, what was the second?
Not surprisingly, McKenna 10.
How many points?
6 points.
6 points. Another disappointment from Heaven Hill. It just
Go
barely beat out the perennial, not so favorite Eagle Rare 10. Is
Not a
what it is.
favorite of the KOE Nation, but McKenna 10 at least they scored higher than Eagle Rare.
Now the next lowest score.
It's a tie, actually, at 11 points between Widow Jane and Bullet 10, both with 11 points.
That's too bad.
Not bad, though. Not fucking bad, considering.
A less enthusiastic E.
This is I love Bullet 10. I fucking love it. And I've never had it.
And we're going to have to do a review on this
Yep,
one of these
this is
days.
going to take a solo review because this blows me away. I expected less.
Okay. And then how many points did Russell's get?
Russell's 10-year got 14 points. Wild Turkey, you have verified and been vindicated.
I hate to say you're right, but you're right. And
Damn
then
right.
last but certainly not least,
This makes me super happy because this one I thought
didn't do well in the tournament.
it did not do well in the tournament, and even the solo
that's a-
review.
10-year comparison? Wow.
This
Yeah.
Head and shoulders.
this was so fucking good. And was that my 6?
It was.
It was my 6. Yes.
Like,
I love this stuff. I've loved this stuff since we tried it solo, since the bourbon tournament, and now. Like, this is right up my alley.
yeah, so it's not all hype. Like, this is one video where you're not going to say,
No.
oh, this is overhyped. So, like, well, I mean, you saw it. We put it up
This was
against
honest,
every other 10 year. Now, Tony?
with a total of 17 points.
Yes, I'm kind of shocked
Almost had a perfect.
you've taken
Damn
this
near.
long to do so, but
Yeah, this is gonna be incredible, guys.
it's time for what I like to call, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to make it even, but
Oh, shit.
C.
Oh no.
I'm really low on
I'm-
C.
I'm going big or going home.
I like to call this the 60-year blend.
Oh yes. I
Oh my
love
god.
60-year blend. Don't spin this, by the way. This is like a sexy glass of wine.
Yeah, like
Mini.
we've got too much for anyone. Like
Oh my
not you,
God.
but
I've got a little
All right,
bit.
now that I got them all mixed, I'll pour a little bit into a separate glass.
Yeah.
Just so I can. There we go.
Call.
Now I can get a drink.
Yeah, that's good call.
Oh, that nose is pretty sexy, actually.
I was about to say, I'm just going
There
to do
we
the
go.
mad
This is the
scientist.
sample.
Light floral with heavy,
So we've got
heavy oak, and
60
chocolate.
60 years worth of
Aging.
aging and bourbon craftsmanship. Folks, this is why you
That
should
hot
not turn a nose up at blending.
chocolate-covered cherries.
With,
In a-
with some oak.
with some oak and it's in a dandelion
Oh,
field.
this is, oh my god, yes. Dude. Yes. Yes, bitch.
Yes, bitch. Let's do it.
Yes, this is one of the more pleasant floral noses of bourbon.
Yeah. Floral noses can really.
Yeah, like for Irish, yeah, that's expected.
This is not offensive at
no
all.
for bourbon. It is offensive, but not this one.
That's so subtle.
Mm.
It's so subtle.
Are we gonna taste it?
I have.
Yeah, I have.
And it's
It's different.
Oh, shit.
It's subtle,
I get the oak.
What whiskey is it reminding you of?
Bullet Tap.
No, not
No,
for
hold
me.
on.
Yeah. Just like when I pour a dram of Bullet 10, like that's kind of what I expect.
I get some double oak Woodford
Ooh,
influence.
okay. The flavor profile. Okay.
It's a very deep oak.
This is gonna sound like a weird description. Imagine if William LaRue Weller was an oak bomb rather
Hey, Dr.
than a
Chicken.
raspberry bomb,
How we doing?
because it's got that same
Happy
thickness. and-
Thanksgiving, sir.
like, remember how
How's
I
your
talked about
Thanksgiving?
how
I get that.
This video is going to be
Now
over
that
in
you
2
say
minutes,
it,
so I'm just
yeah,
going to let it
yeah.
roll.
how
and then we'll
cognac
talk.
is you put just a little drop on your palate and
Okay.
it fills the palate. Try that right now.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
It spreads on your palate a lot like cognac. So this, I'm going to give this an A as a blend.
Yeah, A plus as a blend. This
Ooh.
is very.
I was about to say, how many times are you going to get a chance to
I'm gonna
blend
go
all
with
these?
A minus. I really like it. It does coat your palate, and considering the proof's not nearly as high as you would think drinking it, more than likely,
I'm gonna be sipping on this.
this is really nice.
Throughout the night. Yeah, this is a
This
a rest of the night
fantastic.
whiskey. And we got enough of it.
Yes.
As you
Fruit.
can see.
Oak, floral.
We
Yeah,
went a
this
little
is nice.
heavy, but this is to make sure that we had enough to get this data for you folks.
This
So
is gorgeous.
it's to tell you that if you have a chance to get this, it's
As a-
definitely worth it.
At least try it.
Against the other 10 years, this to me head and shoulders.
But if you don't want to spend the money, Russell's 10-year might be it. Like, let's say
Pretty fucking.
Ain't nothing wrong with wild turkey.
that
baby.
gets you like 40% of the way there. Is that fair to say?
That's fair. And
like,
this,
maybe
if you
50.
see this in a whiskey bar,
Okay.
and it's got an expensive dram, 50, 60, 70 bucks for a dram of this, and you've never had it, fuck it. Try it out.
Do it once as a bucket list thing.
Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try it.
It's worth it.
You gotta try
I
it.
literally bought this bottle just so I could get this kind of data for you folks. So,
There you
like,
go.
it's not like
You're
something.
welcome.
Yes,
I was actually shocked.
these are the sacrifices we make
did
for
the
you.
bourbon tournament, and
It didn't do well.
It didn't impress me at all. But
It
but
didn't impress you, then it blew you away, and then you went back to not being impressed by it. You went fucking
That's
up
right.
and down with that.
He
one.
was bullish and then bearish.
Yeah.
But
it,
then
it
I
was
think
weird.
it's a little unfair when you put this up against like Blanton's Gold and William LaRue Weller in the same matchup.
Oh,
see
geez.
the
It's a
same
little
thing. I
tough.
see the same thing happen with other people in different whiskey groups and different,
Yeah.
even different whiskey videos. Like a lot of people like flip on this one so much.
I love
It's
it.
so inconsistent.
Yeah, you either love it or hate
I
it.
love it.
It's
Yeah.
feast or famine with
10
this
years, 107 proof, and we're finding out that 107 proof is actually pretty goddamn pleasant.
one. It's a good
That is
proof.
that is a great number proof.
It might be
We got White Dog, we got Antique Weller 107, we got Pappy 10. Like that's a good number.
Yes.
That's in good company.
T, as the blend master, do you think you'll ever get another chance to do something quite
No,
like
and that's
this?
the beauty of this. Having the chance to blend these things and get to try the taste that most people won't in their life get to try. That's come on.
And that's why we
can't-
bring this to you.
You can't pay for shit like this. This is amazing. Well, you can pay.
I was about to say, yeah, like it takes a lot of hunting, but yes, you can
cost you a
eventually.
lot of money.
Yes, like,
But my
uh,
God, that's good. My God, that's good.
well, folks, as I'm known to say around
Right.
here, all that being said, that has been the 10-year bourbon
done yet,
flight
folks,
of
don't worry.
Extreme. And yes, Van Winkle, you are the 10-year bourbon
Did not
of
see it coming.
Extreme, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Raise a glass to yourselves, and I hope all of you find yourself back here happy, healthy, much the wiser.
An excellent evening that was. An excellent, excellent evening. And we are joined by Dr. Chicken. That was a great one. That was one of the better. That there's a reason why I'm playing that one. There's a reason why I'm going to play the next one as well, Dr. Chicken, since you are here. This one also features you. But yes, Little Fettuccine's still live, but I'm going to do something because it's almost midnight here. So I'm going to play a video here, but I also am going to spend the last few minutes of Thanksgiving with my son because of this video. So this is me and Dr. Chicken and Tony G going over the spot line
green spot, blue spot, red spot, and yellow spot. The spot line, chicken. You remember this one well. It was delightful. So let's get right into this one, folks. Welcome, one and all, to the KOE Nation, folks, for a very special, long time coming line review of the spot line. We've got here green spot, yellow spot, red spot, and blue spot. And
I feel like we're in a Dr. Seuss book.
I was about to say, and I, folks, am your joy spot, Phil KOE, just overjoyed that we get to have this little spot of drams with each other here, folks, here at the KOE Nation. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, KOE Nation, the only place to be for me and for you. Folks, I am also joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only,
Your Big Buckin' Emperor Chicken. Find me YouTube and Facebook, Big Buckin' Empire.
and also the one, the only,
The quadruple distilled, the non-chill filtered, the non-coppa friendly, Tony fucking G, Tony the Rod 2.0, and like, share, subscribe, because this is just the high-minded, illustrious, extravagant, amazing content that you'll get here at the KOE Nation, and these amazing 4 whiskeys. One we haven't even tried yet. Oh,
Yeah, we have never had Blue Spot, and we're going to have it here live with you folks. But first, let's get into the pour order here, folks. Let's make whiskey A green spot.
fair.
Now, is it fair to say, Tony, that this is a line you kind of fanboy over?
Yeah, I am a big fan of
Yeah.
spots, and this is
He's a fanboy.
Gonna be
amazing.
pretty exciting.
I am pretty excited.
Now, whose bottle is this? All right, I will give you the honors of opening that, and that will be whiskey B. While you get into that, let's make whiskey C the spectacular red spot.
Truly is.
And while he's pouring there, here's our cork on the yellow.
Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous,
That's gonna
gorgeous.
be B, right?
Yep, whiskey B.
You need some red yet? I
Sure.
went a little heavy.
Tony's like, nah, I
I'm gonna
went
have
right.
plenty. I think I've got more than enough.
Oh, good Lord. Yellow spot is tremendous whiskey.
It really is. That is just a spec.
But yeah, I'm keeping my pours light because we've got
I
quite
don't
an
have a
evening.
problem helping you out with that red. I'll take a little extra.
And then chicken, the
Yes.
honors, blue spot. I'll be whiskey
Knowing
D.
I've done a really good job over the last year of finding shit Tony's looking for and buying it for myself.
Yeah, he did. I finally did get a hold of it.
Oh, he's been a 3rd degree black belt at that move.
Hey, I finally got a red spot, so I'm guessing in about a year and a half I'll have blue.
Yeah, you might find it.
Yeah.
By that point, I'll find gold.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I know, right?
I was about to say, come on now, don't tease the poor
Yeah, the
boy.
gold spot, that's going to be pretty damn hard to come by.
There we go. Got it.
I was about to say, I was
Just
about,
being stubborn.
about to go over there and grab my kniff.
All right.
Cask spring.
And cask strength blue spot cork
Oh.
pop. Ready?
Beautiful.
Oh,
God.
that was
Mm,
an A+ cork.
yeah, that was perfect.
Glad we were all here to share.
Yeah, I don't even want to drink it now.
I know, right?
I'm sure.
None of it.
No, none.
I had to take a quick nose.
Does it smell like cask?
Irish cask aged whiskey is a rarity. Unfortunately, getting anything cask strength out of the UK, they act like you're like trying to get the secret sauce to their distillery or something. So, but yeah, that smell from which is whiskey D in our. So, guys, let's start off with the classic A green spot. It's our first drink of the day, gentlemen, or at least mine, anyhow.
I love that apple.
feel like I just drank this a few days ago.
I do.
You
too.
probably might have.
Oh, I love that.
Good stuff.
It's just
Solid. Solid, good.
Yeah, there's really nothing bad. I
The
can say
green
about this one.
really works there because with each of their labelings, there's part of it that kind of holds true.
Now,
The
there's no-
green gives you green fruits, almost a slight lemongrass grassiness.
There's no age statement on the green, but I want to say, is it 8? I think it's 8 or 9.
I am not quite sure, folks. Let us know in the comments if you know which age it is. But what we do know is Whiskey B yellow spots. Oh,
Yeah. Now, green is 40 ABV and yellow is 46 ABV.
like honeyed wheat bread.
Yeah, it's such a different feel, but it's so good.
A little bit more wheat on the palate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though I know that that's not the primary grain here, if at all.
No, it comes through.
Comes through a lot. A little extra kick on that one. I like it.
That's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
God, that's good.
And then the illustrious red spot
Yeah,
is
I'll
Whiskey
go down
C.
one
Mhm.
I love red
Yeah,
spot so
folks.
much.
I want you guys to take some heavy mental notes because here in a little bit, I'm going to ask something rather challenging of you.
Going from a 12-year yellow to a 15-year red. And this one is also 46 ABV.
I get like cherry skins, not like the inner cherry, but like that skin of a cherry.
Yeah, I can get that. Or it's not like, I don't want to say licorice, but like, yeah, it's
Now the palate is a lot more dark and rich,
Yeah.
but that's also you get a little bit of plum, a little bit of chocolate,
Plum, yes,
which
plum.
that's a lot of the.
that's the one we were chasing before.
God,
The first time we tried this was that plum flavor in there, and that's exactly what it is.
That is so good.
It's
Now,
beautiful.
gentlemen, give your palates a good quick cleanse because
This is going to be huge.
We're about to burn it.
now, chicken, I want you to take a moment. Have you ever seen the movie Inside Out?
Oh God, I don't know.
Because Tony is about to make a core memory here.
This is a big one. 58.9 ABV, 117.8 proof, 7-year cask strength blue spot.
Heavenly knows.
Yeah, that's
that's
lovely.
great.
It doesn't smell like cask strength.
It's it
That
smells
first
sweet.
little whiff I took when it was before I took my first drink of the day here had kind of a heavy ethanol. Like you could tell it was a cask, but now that I've kind of
Yeah,
mellowed myself into it,
There's almost like a blueberry kind of feel to it. It's a,
son of a biscuit. Like, and that would explain why they ended up going with blue spot because they understand. Like this one, I said honey and wheat.
yeah.
This one, I said cherry
Cherry,
skins, and now we get to blueberries.
Apple orchard.
And
yeah.
if we even want to keep it in keeping, probably like the skin of a blueberry more than the,
like
the core.
I said it's like blueberry.
You're right, it
It's
is.
not like chewing on a blueberry, but there's something there.
Like
it's
the-
like flavoring.
like blueberry puree if you blended it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
And I'm getting chocolate now.
And a little blackberry. Like there's a
Wow.
little bit of
Casting on
tartness to
this.
it.
Cool.
Matured for at least 7 years in bourbon barrels, sherry butts, and Madeira casks.
Ooh.
Triple distilled, matured, and bottled for Mitchell and Sons Fine Wine and Spirits.
Now with the 15,
Dublin.
it's triple cask bourbon sherry marsala, and the yellow
I'm guessing
bourbon,
and
sherry Malaga.
Ah, okay. Now, Tony, you know how much we adore Madeira cask
Oh, yeah.
finishing on Scotch.
That we do. Yeah, that's another reason I wanted this. I love bourbon barrel, love sherry butts, and oh god, Madeira.
Let's do it.
Gentlemen,
Yep,
it's been a long time coming.
Oh shit. Oh wow. Wow.
Yep, that's a cast strength.
It is.
I was
Oh,
about to
man.
say it hit you there
Yeah.
at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
That's beautiful.
I still that blueberry actually carried through.
Yeah, it did.
I have like a blueberry muffin aftertaste.
Yeah.
I was about to say like some kind of very heavily baked or stewed
Yeah.
blueberry, where like I said, some of the like you're not getting that juiciness from it, but there's that
Specifically,
piece.
it's like a sugary muffin.
Mhm.
Wow. That yeah.
Now, good Lord. Now, guys,
That's
we've gone
good.
through this particular line. Now, we're at a very difficult spot here, and I'm going to put you both on the spot.
See what he
And
did there?
this is not a review unless we have a form of grading. And what's going to happen here, guys?
Oh, man.
Tony, this is going to be really hard for you, and I'm sorry. Chicken, you'll probably be. We are going to one by one, via democracy, eliminate each one till we'll arrive at which one is the best spot. Now,
So that means we might have to pour just a tad bit more to compare.
This is science. This is science.
So it's
Now, let's go back and try the original, the OG. Lovely apple.
It's so good, so drinkable, so smooth. Lovely.
12. Amber waves of grain.
Yeah.
The 15. Like spending an afternoon in an orchard. And then
Wow. Man.
I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off.
I got my order.
The first to be eliminated, as hard as this is for me to say, I'm going to vote the first to be eliminated is Green Spot.
I'm gonna vote yellow.
Ooh.
I'm also going to say yellow. Yeah. I love it. I do.
Wow.
I do. But for some reason, the green always just hits just a little harder for me.
Yep.
Well, if that's the case, we'll put yellow back here out of the contention. Yellow is going to be my second pick, honestly. And then I was going, Green Spot was my first. Then I was going to say yellow. Tony, I'm going to let you nominate.
Yeah, green would be nice.
And green as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is something here, folks. This just triple distilled, excellent whiskey beat out this 12-year. Now, guys, let's not pretend like this isn't a close match
No, this is really hard.
because,
I need more.
this is for science. These are the sacrifices we make for science. Chicken, you were so kind as to graciously host us this evening. I'm going to give you the first vote. Which one gets cast off from the island?
All right.
Yeah, this is going to take a second.
This is. That was just so good.
Mm.
That red is just beautiful.
They're both extremely.
Now, let me just say, the fact that Blue Spot's even in swinging distance is a pretty amazing statement. And that cask strength doesn't hurt it.
No, that's probably why it's where it's at.
I'm kind of torn.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Before we get to the votes, I just want to say,
Excuse me. Is that
if these
blue
were
fire?
my personal whiskeys, this would be a special occasion whiskey for me.
Yeah.
This would be my Friday night, I want to chill out pour. Okay, like both of them have great utility, but chicken,
Well, for me, it'd be the green would be an everyday. The yellow would be a Friday night pour. This would be I'm trying to show off
impress your guests.
Irish
Yeah.
whiskey. This would be special occasion.
You can get 4 out of the 5 whiskeys you need with the Spotline. The only one that you can't do is cheap mixer. That's not
No.
that
Oh,
you
Gold
don't get.
Spot, I'm sure, right?
So, chicken, which one are you going with here?
So voting off the island, as sad as I don't want to do this, I'm voting red off the island.
Oh, Tony, which one are you voting? You go next.
I don't know if I'm
While you guys finish up that, I'm gonna start blending.
Oh, nice.
The super spot blend.
I think I'm gonna have to vote I got to keep red.
You're keeping red.
Keep red.
Voting blue off the island. Oh shit, son.
So it comes down to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's close, but I had to.
I'm gonna be honest here, T. You're gonna be kind of shocked here.
I don't know. I have a feeling.
As much as I love the cherry and just like Cordelia, just floral beauty of this, fucking Madeira cask.
Yeah, there's not a wrong answer.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
barely, by the hair of its chinny chin chin, I say red spot's got to sit down, blue spot stays on the islands. That's I put now. This is a nice little line here, but yes, blue spot, folks. It's not just hype. If you
No.
can get your hands on this,
It's
go
worth
for it.
There's a reason
because-
this was so highly sought after.
Well, Madeira cask finishing really kicks. Like to me, Madeira is the new sherry.
Yeah.
When it comes to finishing whiskeys, you can get so much done with it, and I'm really looking forward to the day that the Dalmore starts getting serious in the Madeira finishes. But
Yeah, when it comes to purchasing a blue spot bottle, this is something I had to chase around for a while with a lot of very good resources. Usually, I throw out some feelers in my old neck of the woods. I could get pretty much anything if I was willing to pay the right price. This one, I chased around. 3 different people said they could get it for me, and they failed. And then I randomly seen some dude throw it on a Facebook. It's not a buy sell trade.
Yeah.
We call it recycling.
Right, right.
winky face.
Winky face. So this guy was looking to recycle this, and I didn't quite pay secondary for it, but I paid more than retail. That's for damn sure. While the red spot, I just happened to see in a cabinet. I wasn't even looking for it. I almost missed it completely because I saw the green spot. What is it? The Chardonnay cask one.
Yep.
I saw that, and I was looking at that one. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should grab that. And then I was like, oh fuck, that's a red spot bottle, because it was like back
Yep.
a layer, and I didn't see it sitting up front, and I was like, I want that. Somebody open this up. I want that. So, but yeah, the blue spot, I had to chase that for a while. I chased it pretty hard until I got it.
Now,
I told you boys I was getting it.
You got it.
you did.
rolled
To
through.
your credit, you beat any of us to
I
it.
felt like
and-
an asshole when the first 2 guys fell through on me because I told you I was going to have it, and I was like, fuck, these guys screwed me. Now I got to go get it.
well, now,
Oh, man.
gentlemen, I got to ask you this blend.
It smells amazing.
I've tried a sip of it.
There's I get the honey. I think the honey from the yellow comes through more than
Mhm.
anything.
Let's see. What was the ABV on this? 58.9. So
Oh my god!
this probably evens to close to like 48 to 50 ABV.
Wow, that is
Ooh.
a fruit salad with some
That's
candy on it.
a lot going on there. I feel
Yummy
like it just
fruit salad. Yummy fruit salad. Oh, sorry.
I wasn't ready for that
I
either.
wasn't either. No.
George W. Bush singing fruit salad. Like, yeah, nobody's ready for that.
You know those Christmas fruit salads?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not far off when you
No.
think about that.
My God.
Because you do get the apple, but it's like it's overtaken with sugar of,
Mhm.
of like a chocolate almost.
That's
Stupendous.
Wow.
I mean, there's nothing not to like about this blend.
Straight A. Straight A. I love this.
got to agree. This is
Yeah.
magical.
I mean, it's just shy of blending perfection.
God, that's good.
It is. It's got the bite. It's got the
Yeah, just
apple.
enough bite.
It's got a little bit of everything in
Orchard
there.
fruit, berry fruit. Wow. And sweet.
Mm.
Yeah, just marvelous. Oh, that's so good. So good.
Mhm.
Bottle that.
Honestly, I think what we've really learned here is just imagine this, guys. A yellow and red spot at cask strength.
Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
fine.
Like that.
Red.
Like I
Red
think
at cask.
I
Oh
think
my God.
red at cask will probably be one of the top 10 Irish whiskeys you ever have. Now, also, guys, when it comes to our insistence on cask strength, this is kind of one of those. Tell me you've been spoiled by bourbon without telling me you've
Yeah,
been
there's
spoiled
that.
by bourbon. Bourbon has so many amazing offerings at cask strength that it does kind of make it like, come on, UK. kick up your game a little bit. Give us a few more proof.
Yeah.
Once you burn your tongue, it's hard to go back.
Yep. It takes a little time to get that back.
God damn, this is
Fantastic.
yeah, and I think it proves it just right because 58, honestly, for a second, it's a little hot. I know you guys will both be like, no, how dare, but like, I think 54 would actually be the perfect proof for that. Like, just A plus.
40 with the green is
So, like, I would say, like, chicken, hold up that Glencairn there. Basically, make a nice, decent dram in here. Put in one small square ice cube. And I think that is your perfect Saturday afternoon. Like, am I wrong? I think that makes a perfect Saturday there. Just
You put anything in my Glencairn on a Saturday afternoon, especially off of this table, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, that's fair.
very, very true. Well, gentlemen, on that note, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the KOE Nation for this very interesting review of the Spotline. We found out where is the hype and where it ain't. Folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I hope every last one of you makes it back here to the KOE Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. Raise a glass to yourselves. And I am going to sign off and hand it off to my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only.
Your Big Buckin' Emperor. I am Chicken. Check me out, Facebook, YouTube, and Linktree/Big Buckin' to find all the fun stuff we do, live shows each week, and come support us over there.
Yes, and also
Just Tony fucking G, folks. Like, share, subscribe. It's right there. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. This was marvelous. This was a long time coming. Blue Spot did not disappoint. And the rest just are stupid good as well. It's just, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. There's no wrong answers here, folks. Get them all. Catch them all. It's like Pokemon.
It's like your dog, Spot. Just name him Spot. You're good to go. Cheers. Love you.
I poured spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone.
wow. Nice.
That's a good one.
I couldn't not say it.
Yes, folks. But now we are at that point where I am going to say, all that being said, this has been a tremendous Thanksgiving, a thankful Thanksgiving. But I'm going to end tonight's entertainment with a preview of things to come, actually. But God bless every last one of you. I hope all of you make it back here to the KOE Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. This is actually milk because my wife and I had one of her homemade brownies and some ice cream on top of it. So that was a wholesome little moment we had. And God bless every last one of you. I can't wait till I see you again. And we're going to end tonight's entertainment with 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, my reading of this, because that is the foreshadowing of what is to come, my good dear viewers, and that is the Christmas season. God bless all of you. Can't wait to see you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Raise a glass. Travel well. Godspeed, everyone. And I hope all of you make it back here to next year's Thanksgiving. Happy, healthy, much the wiser. And now, Merry Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Dunder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney came St. Nicholas, came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opened his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. The beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held in his teeth. The smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk, and laying his finger the side of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas, all y'all.